Gina. Bill.
Katie!
Wow!
And Carol in Holiday.
Holiday. Okay.
Who's one of people that are very upset we didn't open with Bobby Sherman. The reason we did not
Teen Idol, Bobby Sherman.
is because only Carrie can play things that are not already in our computer system.
Yes.
But you know what? Bobby Sherman songs suck, so we should, we'll talk about Bobby Sherman coming up.
Yeah, we played that because on this day in 1963, Georgios Kyriakos Panayiotou was born.
Poor little Greek boy. There's a song. Now, had he actually come out as gay when he did this song?
I mean, no.
But he was saying, but that's what the song is about. It's about coming out and being yourself and all of that. And he had really had a kind of
He struggled.
A sad life.
His
song is called Freedom 90, by the way, because there was a Wham song that he did with that other guy who we don't remember. What was
Andrew
his name?
Ridgeley.
Andrew Ridgeley, yeah.
Speak for yourself about not remembering.
Gina, I leave it to you to remember the insignificant. They did a song called Freedom. So to distinguish it from that, they did Freedom 90.
It's a very famous video, which I have posted on my Twitter, which is all of the supermodels at the time lip syncing.
You know who directed it?
I do not know that. David
Fincher.
He's really good. I mean, that's where he got his start, was in music videos, but everything he touches is good.
So there you go, George. And I don't remember that song really very much. Was it a big hit? I don't think it was.
Yeah. It was huge.
Let's see. It's and then so I was looking at the lyrics, and at the bottom it said it was written by Anthony Newley and Leslie Bricusse. Well, it wasn't. Do you know who Anthony Newley and Leslie Bricusse are?
Yeah, that would not be.
They wrote Broadway musicals.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They were British. The famous one they wrote is "Stop the World, I Want to Get Off." Oh, and "The Roar of the Grease Paint, the Smell of the Crowd." Good songwriters, and so I was puzzled by
that?
this.
Yeah.
I was puzzled by it. Well, George Michael wrote Freedom 90.
Right.
But there are references in it apparently to a song he recorded called "Feeling Good." Is it?
I don't know.
It's probably not in the system. Which is a song that Anthony Newley and Leslie Bricusse wrote.
Oh yeah, no, he wrote that.
And there are some references to that song in
Freedom 90.
Freedom 90. So somebody just made a mistake and put Anthony Newley at the end of the lyric thing.
Yeah, as far as his sexuality, he was outed.
Oh,
that's right.
Because he was arrested for public lewdness.
Mm-hmm.
In a bathroom at a park, kind of.
Which is a good place to do that sort of thing.
Yeah. So he was out to his close friends and family, but he was not publicly out.
Got it.
Until that happened, because he made overtures toward an undercover police officer who was a male.
Hi, I'm not really gay. You're under arrest. Yeah. I always find that kind of
the baiting.
I don't like. I just entrapment seems.
Well, because I think if you want to meet somebody that way and you're both adults, then what do I care?
Yeah.
Isn't that what dating apps are?
Well, no, they met in a bathroom.
Oh,
hey there, other guy in the bathroom.
Are
you interested in this? I don't see where the crime is there.
There's no crime there.
No.
I mean, I guess because it's in public, maybe that's where the lewdness comes in.
How else are you going to meet people?
Yeah. But how else? But in public bathrons, Katie, are you going to meet people?
Hey.
And in 1998, there weren't apps.
I can tell you, Katie, that I have never once met someone and dated them
But have you made friends with anybody in a bathroom?
No.
Well, see,
This is not a place to make friends. No.
girls are just nicer in the
Yeah.
bathrooms.
Hey. Oh my gosh! I started my period. Do you have
a tampon?
Do you have
Do
a
you have a
tampon?
You did
You're
not.
instant
You
friends.
did not.
You know how
everyone knows
you,
all the
you
time.
did not. You have had a hysterectomy. You are not having
Well,
your
it has
period.
not happened recently.
What? So what are you doing? Coming on to her here in the bathroom? Is
But-
that what it is?
But every woman at some
Yeah.
point has either asked that question
Yes.
or has been
okay.
asked.
Okay.
that
Okay. That's
question.
fine. You call that making friends?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
instant friend. That's saving the day. What if you've saved the day?
Oh, yeah.
You're an instant friend.
Yes.
Instant friend.
And a lot of the time, if you actually, it's because the lines, Bill.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's the
Okay.
lines that girls
Okay.
have to wait
Okay,
in.
one time. One time I was in a public restroom. And I was in the airport, and I had a bunch of luggage, and I was standing at the urinal, and I said to the guy next to me, "Would you mind holding this?"
There, see?
And he said, "Holding what?"
My hands are full. Could
I-
you
I
help
just-
me out here?
I made that. I just made
Cute.
that story up.
Cute.
Made the story up for the joke.
Cute.
All right.
The joke button never off. is
No,
it?
Yeah.
that joke switches. We don't have by any chance George Michael Feeling Good, do we?
No.
It's not in there.
No.
I'd love to hear it. It's from The Roar of the Grease Paint, The Smell of the Crowd, which I think is a great
No.
title.
You know what else we don't have? Things that must go.
Yes.
We're going to do that in about 45 minutes. What's bothering you? Email us right now.
Maybe it's us.
Yeah, maybe. Radio from hell at x96.com. We'll read those things on the air at about 7 o'clock.
You guys really bother me. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call right now if you would like to check in with us.
Yeah.
You can text us 33986, but please, we'd like to hear from you on the phone in the morning. It's kind of a mini hello, yeah, what? You know,
Yeah,
it's
kinda.
like check-ins. 877-602-9696, or you can text us 33986 is that number.
Utah Advocates.
Oh, we had a nice call yesterday during Hello Yeah What from a friend of the program who said, I was in a bad accident and I did what you guys said and called the advocates, and they were amazing. They helped me out so much.
Yeah, I think the guy has some hospitalization, and so he said, thanks for doing that. You guys were right. The advocates are the best. If you are in an accident, you're not at fault, the advocates can help you. Call them, 877, no, 801,
us, if you wanna call us.
801-355-5550. That's the advocates. It doesn't have to be a serious accident even. I mean, Katie had a couple of relatively minor people running into the back of her car, and the advocates helped her out. They don't charge you a dime of your money out of pocket. If they take your case, they fight for you, they get you a settlement, they take part of the settlement, and there you're done. So call the advocates if you've been in an accident, 877-602-9...
801-355-5550.
Yeah, thank you.
We got a lot of phone numbers.
Yeah. 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com.
All right, 6:20. Let's get this over with.
We will officially begin the show, then we'll go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696 is the number to check in with the Radio from Hell show, or you can text us if you prefer, 33986. Oh, Gina.
Celebrate your independence at the Gateway, 7 to 10:30 p.m. on July 4th on the Plaza. Live music, DJs, karaoke, yard games, face painting, and more with fireworks at 10 p.m. Get all the information on this free community event at x96.com.
Well, it's a new moon, but it's now starting to just gradually wax its way to fullness. There's about 0.2% of it, not even really visible.
A sliver?
No, not even that much. I mean, it's just, you'd be lucky to see it.
Yeah.
The moon will set, what there is of it today, at 9:59 p.m., today being Wednesday. It's the 25th day of June, in the year of our Lord, Jesus Christ, 2025. And it is Anthony Bourdain's birthday. He was born on this day.
Rest in peace.
Global Beatles Day. I don't know why it's Global Beatles Day. It's National Catfish Day, and I think they mean the actual fish, not
like
catfish.
tricking somebody online.
Yeah. And it's Day of the Seafarer. People who live on the ocean, people, the old salts. It's Day of the Seafarer.
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Aye, that's right. This is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, who I believe we're going to be hearing from momentarily.
Oh, no, we just lost him.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's get him back.
He's lost in translation. He's in Japan. You see, lost in translation.
Yes.
You get that?
Yeah,
Joke switch is never off.
off.
I'm Bill Allred. Hi. Hi there. There's Gina Barberi right over there. She's a Lord of Morning Radio. Katie, for short, is our fine producer running the board here and sort of filling in for Kerry as we go. Then we've got the sausage party in the control room there. The Tooele sausage party.
It's a special kind.
Yeah, two boys from Tooele. We've got Dawson and Samson.
Tanner.
I'm pretty
Tanner
sure
Sampson.
Samson is Dawson's cat's name. It is.
It is? Yeah. Huh. Well, that doesn't look like a cat. It looks like a guy. I don't know.
You're right.
All right. And Vax is in there as well.
He sure is.
All right. Now let's get to the check-ins.
Let's hope we can get Carrie back, maybe.
We're getting him on hold right now.
All right. We have text check-ins probably.
Yeah, bus driver Troy checking in. We have, excuse me, a Jimmy via Mill Creek, longtime listener, a first-time checker inner. No stories about George Michael, but a day late to the story about Bad Company. They played at a music festival, and the crowd was throwing pizza boxes.
They didn't care for them?
I guess not. Mike in Nashville, once again willing the show to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce in Vancouver, Washington, checking in. Good morning from the Pacific Northwest. I will take Radio from Hell with me everywhere. Thank you for doing that, Bryce. Troy of Riverton checking in. Water main break still impacting tracks. Thanks, Troy, for letting us know that. I didn't know that was still an issue.
Looks like Kerry's on hold
We've
now.
got him.
It's Kerry Jackson checking in. Hi, Kerry.
Hi, this is Phil.
Phil
I used to live in Magna.
Yeah, that's right.
Where are you
But
now?
now Mountain America Expo Center Standing.
Carrie, how many highballs have you had today?
How many, Drew?
How many, Drew?
That's his
1.5.
1.5.
Well, that's not bad.
But how many wines?
Oh, okay. Well, if we're counting wines, then that's different.
I thought wine was hard to get there.
Well, we you find a way. Wine finds a way.
We're at Tokyo Disney, and they know that they have to cater to a more international American clientele.
So what can you tell us about Tokyo Disney? How is it different?
That's the thing, is that the Tokyo Disneyland, there's two parks here. There's Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. Tokyo Disneyland is pretty much a reminder of like the old school Anaheim Disneyland. It's got all the basic rides, all of the classics, everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for people who like to remain seated because it's not very big.
That's
you'd
perfect
love
for
it.
me. Perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just okay. We came home a little early from that. Now tomorrow is Tokyo Disney Sea. That's where it's a bigger park. It's got a lot more thrill rides. It's more adult-centric, I guess is the best way to put it.
But
Yeah.
still all Disney-themed stuff, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also Jules Verne stuff. There's a lot of
Ooh.
Jules Verne stuff in Tokyo Disney.
Food and Wine.
Yeah, it's the Food and Line Festival.
The Food and what festival?
The food and line.
Line.
You're not getting the joke. Sorry.
Oh.
No.
It's the Food and Wine Festival, but for some reason somebody heard it as Food and Line Festival because you stand in line at Disneyland.
Got it.
I see.
But no, there's a lot of Jules Verne themed stuff at Tokyo Disney Sea. There's the volcano where the Nautilus headquarters is in the middle of it. The Journey to the Center of the Earth ride.
Oh, my God.
There's a lot of great Jules Verne centric stuff here.
That's me.
So you'd love it. That's tomorrow. But you know why you would love Disneyland Tokyo though, Bill?
Yeah.
Is because the star of the park is not Mickey Mouse.
Really?
It's your it's your soul. You're connected to him soul wise. Donald Duck.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Donald's the big deal there, huh?
They love Donald Duck at Tokyo Disneyland. He is the king of Disneyland. You walk right in where it was Main Street USA, but it's called the World Forum or something like that. And right in the middle of it, there's a giant gold statue of Donald Duck with a crown on his head.
Yes.
And I just immediately thought to myself, Donald Trump would love that of him.
I think of Donald Duck. He is the Mad Emperor. I mean, Donald Duck is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's legitimately insane.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they made him the
We
king.
don't understand a thing he says.
Yeah.
And we don't understand a thing he says, so he is an awful lot like Trump. I remember I saw Donald at Anaheim once, and it was a rare opportunity because the park wasn't crowded at all. And I went up to Donald and I said, "Oh, Donald, you crazy old drunk sailor, you!" and he wagged his finger at me.
Now, Sonny.
No, don't get out of control here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to make sure that everything was going okay. I'm sure everything's in good hands. We're all good.
Yeah.
What time am I supposed to be at the Salt Lake Acting Company on
Like
Sunday?
11.
So
We start-
doors open at 11. The recording starts at 11:30. So 11.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can
so,
be
so
there
I
at
should
11.
I should be there. I should be there earlier.
Do you know
Is that Tokyo time? That's Tokyo time, right?
what
Tokyo
time are you back in Salt Lake?
Saturday at 4-ish.
Utah time?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Utah time.
Get to
But
bed.
we're still going to be on Tokyo time, so he'll be there at 11 Tokyo time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'll be punchy. I'll be
Good.
probably.
We've been promising
I'll
it.
I'll still be drunk, probably.
I will have drinks there for you too.
Katie's going to have some highballs ready for us.
Yeah, you bet.
Brack never gets a high ball. All right.
I'm looking forward to
Anyway.
hearing about the Tokyo Sea.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to cover. Anyway, you guys have a good show, and I'll talk to you later. I sent you some audio. I don't know if you're going to use it or not. It's
Maybe.
entirely up to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But go ahead.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Sayonara.
Bye.
Kerry in Japan.
Clearly having a wonderful
yes.
time.
I would love that Jules Verne. themed stuff.
That's all of that is right up your alley.
Yeah, because Journey to the Center of the Earth, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, two of my all-time favorite movies when I was a kid, and I would love that. And the Time Machine. Oh no, that's H.G. Wells. Never mind.
Just a couple quick check-ins. We're not going to have time to read all of these, but want to say Mixer driver Shane is in Loa. Zane of Dallas checking in. Have you sent in your must-goes? Still looking for those. Radio from Hell at X96.com. Did Handsome Bill Allred have dinner with a doctor last night?
No, but Dr. Cobble will be with us
Yes.
this morning.
Our hype man, Zane from Dallas. Kelly from the very most center of Vills. Mishak of Erda. Cookies for breakfast. Jocelyn from Sandy checking in. Didn't get the car yet. I'm going back today to see what they can do. I need all the luck I can get. We're with you, Jocelyn. Ella the nanny. Perry City listener. Johnny B's there. And you're from Sandy.
Got to get this one. Hey, Bill, I love your sense of humor today. Your biggest fan of Radio from Hell, Jello Saladani of the forkiest of Spain.
Oh, Spain. Oh, is she in Spain?
The
Or
Spanish.
Spanish
She
fork.
probably
Yeah.
meant Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish.
The forkiest of Spanish.
Yeah, sorry, that's all the time we have for check-ins.
Yeah. Traffic?
Let's see. We will continue to check in with Infiniteam for traffic. Midvale, Rousdower checking in. I-215 North at the 201 West looking business as usual. Your new bathroom friend. I don't know what. Oh, we met in the bathroom. That's
Yeah.
what. That's what.
Yeah.
Meeting people in the bathroom. Right Wing Wade checking in from I-15 both lanes. Moving along well. I-215 southbound belt route to Midvale at a standstill. Barrels being removed. Thank you for that. We also had an accident to tell you about. Somebody texted in. Where did that go? Traffic alert. Car stalled in the right lane. Southbound I-15 in Riverdale construction where there are no shoulders. Be careful. Thank you, Infiniteam, for stepping up and texting us 33986.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it's going to be some big boy news and a innuendo, and then it's Frank Chris, They're Fine, Just Fine, where you call in and you'll guess which celebrity is dead compared to the ones that are alive, and you could win.
Tickets to see All Time Low October 16th at the Union.
I lost my thought
The one
track.
that's
her
dead.
way.
The one that's dead compared to the one that's the ones that
got
are
there.
alive.
I lost my
Around-
thought track. I'm trying to do 7 things here.
It was a roundabout way.
I
but
like
you
it.
got there.
I like it.
Anyways, 877-602-9696. Call to play Frank Chris, They're Fine, Just Fine. Coming up after these messages and a song.
Utah's favorite daughter, and the difference is to Betsy Ross. Home more butter than Micron has chips. Home in these places is the home and in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the honorable representative from the great state of Utah. The Peter Stylated, Peter Holtz.
I'm so sexy I could scream, so sexy I could dream, Zion better believe me. So sexy for my jewel, so sexy with my dough. Just where did it go? And I'm so sexy for the newt, so sexy for the newt. The newtster's so cute. I'm so sexy in this body, so sexy in this body, the way I get up and sing. I'm a mother, but that doesn't mean I can shake my little tush in committee, yeah. I'll shake my little tush in committee. I'm so sexy I could burst.
Mm.
6:40.
Sad on this day. In 1988, Hillel Slovak, the first guitar player for Red Hot Chili Peppers, and playing on that song right there, overdosed on heroin on this day in 1988. And I heard
Did that make him dead?
it did make him dead. And I heard an interview with the Peppers just like this week where they're still talking about missing him. And it's still very hard for them to do. Anthony Kiedis was on Joe Rogan, I think, and he was talking about it. So there's that.
Okay. Well, we've got Frank Chris, They're Fine, Just Fine, coming up just after this big boy news and Opinnuendo. So call in 877-602-9696. You could win what?
Tickets to see All Time Low October 16th at the Union.
All-time low tickets for Frank Chris, They're Fine, Just Fine. After this big boy news and Opinnuendo now, brought to you by
Jerry Steiner Cadillac, celebrating their new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Steiner difference.
Well, we mentioned it earlier, Bobby Sherman, whose winsome smile and fashionable shaggy mop top of hair helped make him into a teen idol in the 60s and 70s with bubblegum pop hits like Little Woman and Julie, Julie, Do You Love Me? He has died at the age of 81. His wife, Bridget, announced the death Tuesday, and family friend John Stamos posted her message on Instagram. Bobby left this world holding my hand just as he held up our life with love, courage, and unwavering grace.
Oh, that's sad.
Sherman was a squeaky clean regular on the covers of Tiger Beat magazine and 16 magazine, often with hair over his eyes, a choker on his neck. His face was printed on lunch boxes and cereal boxes. Posters were everywhere, hanging on the walls of girls' bedrooms. He landed number 8 in the TV Guide's list of the TV's 25 greatest teen idols. He was part of a lineage of teen heartthrobs who emerged as mass-market, youth-oriented magazines and TV took off. He had 4 top 10 hits on the Billboard 100 chart. His career got a jump start when he was cast on the ABC rock and roll show Shindig in the mid-'60s. He starred in 2 television shows, Here Come the Brides and Getting Together. After the limelight moved on, Sherman became a certified medical emergency technician.
Oh, really?
And an instructor for the Los Angeles Police Department.
That's cool.
Teaching police recruits first aid and CPR. He donated his salary to charity because he'd made plenty of money as Bobby Sherman teen idol.
That's cool.
A lot of times people say, well, if you could go back and change things, what would you do? He said, well, I don't think I would change a thing except to maybe be a little bit more aware of it because I probably could have relished the fun of it a little more. It was really a lot of work being a teen idol. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it was the best of times. He was discovered at a party. He was with some friends. They went to a party in L.A., and I don't know, there was an opportunity for people to get up and sing with the band, and he got up and sang, and there were some famous people there like Jane Fonda, Natalie Wood, Sal Mineo. After he sang, they came up to him and said, "Who's your agent?" They said,
I
don't have an agent. They said, "Well, you're going to get one," and he became an instant star. He really went on, though, to do a lot of good things in the world with his being a paramedic and a trainer of paramedics. He won all kinds of awards, public service awards and things like that.
That's really nice.
He joined the 1980s era Teen Idols tour. Went on tour with Mickey Dolenz, Davy Jones of the Monkees, and Peter Noon of Herman's Hermits. And he said it was really fun. Went on tour and did that, and it was great fun to be back on stage.
A bunch of old screaming women.
Yep. He is survived by 2 sons, Christopher and Tyler, and his wife. Even in his final days, he stayed strong for me. That's who Bobby was. Brave, gentle, and full of light, his wife said.
That's nice.
This story I saw yesterday and didn't mention it. I forgot to mention it. Wesley Sundquist's research about HIV virus led to the Gilead Sciences developing a new preventable drug. You probably heard about this drug. You get 2 shots a year. and it will prevent infection with HIV.
It's preventative. It's
Wesley Sundquist first started researching the human immunology virus HIV. He wasn't seeking out a treatment. Rather, the chair of the University of Utah's Department of Biochemistry in the Spencer Fox Eccles School of Medicine said he and his team were interested in the virus molecules capsids, their shells holding genome material the virus needs to reproduce. But last week, decades after Sundquist first started his HIV research in the early 90s, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved lenacapavir, a drug that Gilead says will be used for HIV prevention. This University of Utah researcher had a great deal to do with the development of that preventative drug. He credited Gilead for their interest in his findings. They were the ones who sort of thought, we ought to take a chance on this as a drug target, when most important companies didn't share that perspective.
And these are the kind of things that are funded by government grants that are being taken away.
Donald Trump claims that a ceasefire between Iran and Israel was in effect on Tuesday after expressing deep frustration with both sides for violating the agreement. But it seems as though they've calmed down now, and there is a tentative ceasefire in place. Israel had accused Iran of launching missiles into its airspace, and Iran said, we didn't do that. But even as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claimed that Israel had brought Iran's nuclear program to ruin, and Donald Trump says that too. Look at all these pictures where we've destroyed a new U.S. intelligence report found that the program has been set back by maybe a few months. It's not destroyed after the U.S. airstrikes over the weekend. I think it's quite amazing that the President of the United States can be out there saying, we totally destroyed it, while his own intelligence reports are saying, didn't happen.
Because he invents his own reality in every instance.
Yep. The USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group has set out on a journey that may eventually lead it to the Middle East. However, naval officials have not yet confirmed that the strike group's final destination is the Middle East, stating only that its initial stop will be in Europe. They're going to the Middle East. It's a huge aircraft carrier strike group, and they are probably headed toward the Middle East.
So Festus, my Navy sailor son, is waiting his orders, which will happen in the next couple of weeks. And I am nervous about that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he goes. Let's see. Well, there's it was so people in New York City. Mario Cuomo, who left the governor's office in disgrace. And he comes as to, I'm going to run to be mayor of New York.
I'm not a serial abuser. I'm Italian. Was his?
Yeah.
He actually said that.
I know.
Italians are like this with women.
It's a joke, It's so he thinks he's going to come in and just kind of, okay.
Waltz in and be mayor.
People here in New York will vote for me for mayor. Not so fast, Mario. Zoran Mamdani, a state assemblyman and a Democratic socialist, and I didn't know this, but you said he's a Muslim.
But that's again, like you were saying, that should be one detail out of many.
Yeah.
That is not.
He had a commanding lead over Andrew Cuomo, who conceded in the Democratic primary.
He's very charming. I don't know if you've seen him interviewed at all.
He's a little-known state lawmaker whose progressive platform and campaign trail charisma electrified younger voters, stunned former Governor Cuomo in the Democratic primary for mayor of New York City. His lead was so commanding that Cuomo said, okay, Uncle, I give up.
He has a good chance of winning the whole thing because Eric Adams is running as an independent.
And nobody likes
Eric Adams.
Nobody
likes him. I think it's very likely he will be the next mayor of New York City.
And he's running on a platform of, we need to make New York City affordable for regular people. Right now, it's not. We need to make New York City affordable for regular people. We need to make sure people have health care. Things like that.
I like him.
He's decidedly not Trump. And
This is good
he has a
news
good
for the
chance.
Democrat Party, I think. I think this is...
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana is expressing concern that members of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, you know, the ones that were just put in there by Robert Kennedy Jr., he's concerned, Senator Cassidy is concerned, that they lack any expertise to be on the panel.
You know, you could have prevented this, Senator Cassidy, when you had the deciding vote on whether RFK should have been
Well,
confirmed. And you said...
RFK promised him
Yeah.
he wouldn't do this and then did
so
it.
this is on you, honey.
Big Balls resigned. The good news there. And let me see one other quick story here. A Brazilian tourist who fell down a ravine at an Indonesian volcano popular with hikers has been found dead in the volcano.
Yeah.
Attempts to evacuate Juliana Marins, who went missing on Sunday at Mount Rinjani on Lombok Island, were hindered by challenging weather and terrain after authorities spotted her unmoving body with a drone. Yes, she had fallen into the volcano. She was no longer alive. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic?
From my friend Jazz Nation News, tonight is round 1 of the NBA draft. The Jazz have the 5th and 21st pick in round 1 tonight, then picks 43 and 53 in the second round tomorrow.
Pick a tall guy.
Good
That's my advice.
Good advice.
They may trade one of those higher picks for a deal with an established player. Be watching for maybe something like that happening. They promise they're going to stop tanking. We're going to actually try to win some games
Good luck.
this next season. I hope that is the case. In Major League Baseball, Rangers over the Orioles 6-5. Blue Jays beat the Guardians 10-6. Reds over the Yankees 5-4. Diamondbacks 4-1 over the White Sox. Brewers 9-3 over the Pirates. Astros 1-0 against the Phillies. Angels 3-2 over the Red Sox. Padres 4-3 over the Nationals. Dodgers 9, Rockies 7. Cardinals 8 over the Cubs 7. Mariners 6-5. The Rays 5-1 over the Royals. Braves 7-4 over the Mets. And the Tigers 11-4 over Oakland. Oakland. The Athletics moved, didn't they? Where did
Not
they-
yet.
No.
No, they're not in Las Vegas yet.
Yeah. There you go. That's your baseball. Weather. So we're just slowly creeping up with the heat. 85 for a high today. There's a slight chance of some storms over the mountains today. Probably not going to see anything down here in the valley. Overnight low 60. Tomorrow 94. We're in the upper 90s for the weekend, it looks like. Traffic. Let me refresh this. See
You
if
know
we
how
can-
I know they hadn't moved yet?
How?
My sports switch is never off.
You've got a lot of switches on, Bill.
Switch is up there in the brain. Sports switch, never off.
Infinity member Mixer driver Shane says smooth sailing from Loa to Torrey. This is good news. Oh, actually, speaking of Torrey, we're going to have some folks from Torrey at our event on Sunday. They're bringing cider.
Oh, the Etta Place Cidery.
Yeah. Traffic. So many stupid people on I-15 going north today. Lots of people cutting people off out here. This is Infinity reporting. You can report too. Text us 33986.
Frank Christ he's our Grim Reaper.
Is he
The
here
Reaper,
today?
No.
What?
The Reaper of Celebrity Souls, Frank Christ, is not with us.
He's been awfully absent.
He's very, very, very broken up over Bobby Sherman's death.
He had to go get him, didn't he?
Bobby was a big singer. I think Frank was still a human when Bobby was. I don't know all the details,
okay.
but he was very, very fond of Bobby
Okay.
Sherman. He said to me, Bill, I just can't.
That's your
Bobby.
That's your Frank impression.
Yeah.
That's-
So I'll fill in for Frank today. Frank Chris presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our dead celebrity game. Frank reaps the souls of celebrities when they die. It's very hard for him, and particularly hard today because of Bobby Sherman's death. Now, if we have a contestant ready.
Yeah, we have Eve.
Eve, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Well, that's good to know, Eve. Eve, if you are able to identify the dead celebrity in this group of four, you will win a prize, which is what, Gina?
Tickets to see All Time Low October 16th at the Union.
Does that sound okay, Eve?
I guess.
Yeah. I suppose.
guess. All right, Eve, here we go. Because it is the Day of the Seafarer, Frank gave me a list of actors in films about life on the sea, about seafaring, all right? Here we go. Number 1 on this list is Robert Wagner. He was number 2 in the Austin Powers trilogy of films, as well as for Prince Valiant, A Kiss Before Dying, The Pink Panther, Harper, The Towering Inferno. On TV, he was star of shows like It Takes a Thief and Switch and Heart to Heart. He later had recurring roles on Two and a Half Men, and of course, he was married to Natalie Wood. One of his first roles was in the movie called Beneath the 12-Mile Reef. Number 1, Robert Wagner. Number 2, Brian Doyle Murray. He appeared with his younger brother, actor-comedian Bill Murray, in several films, including Caddyshack, Scrooge, Ghostbusters 2, Groundhog Day, and The Razor's Edge. He has been nominated for 3 Emmy Awards for his work on Saturday Night Live. He appeared in Cabin Boy, Hijinks Aboard a Ship Called the Filthy Whore. Number 2, Brian Doyle Murray. Number 3, Treat Williams. He was in many films. The Eagle Has Landed, Prince of the City, Once Upon a Time in America, Flashpoint, The Men's Club, Dead Heat, and 127 Hours. He was in a movie called Deep Rising. He was the captain of a ship beset by monsters. Number 3, Treat Williams. And finally, Claire Bloom. She won a lot of awards in a long career on stage and screen in productions of A Streetcar Named Desire, A Doll's House, Long Day's Journey into Night. She was in Limelight with Charlie Chaplin. I think she was married to Rod Steiger for a time. She was in a movie called about sailing and living in the Caribbean. I don't have the name of it right here, but she was in a movie about sailing and living in the Caribbean. Number 4, Claire Bloom. So which one, Eve, of those actors is dead?
I believe it's Robert Wagner.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Robert
no.
Wagner. Robert Wagner is still hanging in there. He's 95.
Yeah, hanging in is a good way to put it.
I'll give you another chance, Eve. Listen carefully. Was it?
Okay, thank you.
Listen carefully now. Was it Brian Doyle Murray, Claire Bloom, or Treat Williams?
I'm gonna go with Treat Williams.
Yeah, that's right. Second chance, you get the
He
prize.
died in a car accident.
I think it was a motorcycle.
Or
accident.
motorcycle,
Yeah, back in 2023, he was 71 years old. Treat Williams. He was. I think he was in the original production of Hair.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, I think. All right, Eve, congratulations. You win the prize on the second try, and that's okay. Say thank you, and then we'll put you on hold.
Thank you, and then we'll put you on hold.
Good. Excellent.
I love that everybody's going
Excellent.
with this.
I love that.
That's
done, Eve.
excellent.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't have who else. Let's see quickly who else Frank is going to be
Well, you
checking
can check
on.
on Treat Robert Wagner for
Yeah,
sure.
let's see.
I think-
June Lockhart is still alive and
Yep.
is 100 years old today. Carly Simon is 82. Jimmy J.J. Walker, 78. There's lots of people that Frank, if he can overcome his sadness,
He's
at
very
Bobby
sad
Sherman's
about.
death.
I don't know what it is. He said something. He had such cute dimples.
He did,
and
yes.
then I don't know. So there you go.
All right.
Traffic, just quickly, disabled vehicle southbound I-15 near Riverdale Road in Weber County. Right lane partially blocked. Traffic backing toward Ogden. And whatever Infiniteam is seeing out there, you can report it. 33986 is where you do that.
You know what I'm going to do when we go to break here? I'm going to have some Mill Creek coffee.
That's good.
Yes.
I need some. It'll get my mouth working better.
And,
That's good. What kind do you have?
I have French roast Mill Creek coffee.
And business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
All right, things that must go coming up after these messages. Stick around for that. KXRK. 704.
Rick in Alpine says, things that must go. I'm going to text that at, no, Rick, you got to email us those.
Yeah.
Radio from Hell at x96.com. Things that must go, brought to you by Summer Showdown, continues this weekend. This is at Broadway Center Cinemas. Bugs Are Here to Kill You edition, Arachnophobia and Starship Troopers, Friday and Saturday. Get your tickets now at slfstix.org.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, dear friends of the program, things that you can't stand no more. You have to get them out of your system. So you say, I know what I'll do. These things are bugging me so much. What I'll do is I'll put it in an email and send it to Radio from Hell. And if they read it on the air, maybe it'll make me feel better. And sometimes we get reports that these things do disappear from your life. So here we go. Things that must go. Send them to Radio from Hell at x96.com, and you put must go in the subject line. I'll begin.
Okay.
Let's see. This one says, good morning, Lords. You may use my name. Oh, it's Zane. My wife is still in the hospital, going on a week now. I miss my wife, and I want my wife home with me. That must go. This humidity, heat. God, I miss the dry heat. I enjoy the dry heat. Let's see. Whenever he's in Houston.
Dallas.
Dallas?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yep.
Whenever you all talk about Bountiful, must go. Be it Costco or Pace's Darien. I used to go to Pace's Darien all the time, and boy, I sure do miss Bountiful. I really miss it a lot lately. Being let go while waiting on the phone with you all. I think we would all like that annoying beep to come back to replace that.
I'm tired of our phones dropping.
Yeah.
And number 5, I really do miss the I did not have relations with that woman days. Can we just have another administration like that one, please? Thank you, Lords. Let's see. This one says, hello, Lords. Thanks for letting me listen. Feel free to use my name. It's Kelly. What must go is my jerk cat. Scratching the carpet on my stairs, my scammers. You know who you are, Orange Man.
Jerk.
Orange cats, man.
Yep, I got one.
Yeah.
And then finally, this one. A horn that quit working on my truck. So I have to roll down my window and yell, it's not going to get any greener. All right, that's it.
That's
Katie?
very funny.
I've just got a couple here. People who consistently say no worries, even though I'm not sorry nor worried about a single thing I said. I am a person that says no worries a lot. I will say that. Migraines.
Hey, Katie, no worries.
No worries.
No worries.
Thanks. Migraines. My migraine tendency to resolve itself after I have already called into work and then gotten up to go get migraine meds. Chronic illness. Perimenopause? Perimenopause symptoms.
What is perimenopause is like premenopause?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like pretend menopause.
Pretend menopause.
I'm there right now.
Okay. I'm sorry for those symptoms then.
Yeah.
What a magical time for a woman.
The alarm clock going off in the middle of the best dreams. That is all. Thanks for letting me listen. And you can use my name. Things that must go. Those SE safety seals on bottles. Everything from peanut butter to medications. They never come off easily and never in one piece. If your goal is to cause me to have a stroke while opening my medications, congratulations. You win. Glenna from Roy.
I know the ones that come in the little blister packs, and you're supposed to be able to push the pill through, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never.
Or there should be a
perforation.
or a
little tab
a
to
little
at least
thing that you
pull.
can peel it off.
Yeah.
And
And then they just rip.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got. Gina?
One from me first. I've seen this a lot lately. People that pull out in front of semi-trucks.
I hate that.
I was on the freeway yesterday, and there was a semi-truck carrying like 12 cars. You know, one of the car hauler trailers. Do you know how heavy those things are?
I can't even imagine.
And you pull out right in front of them. They can't stop. Those are so heavy, it takes them a long ways to stop.
You know, and I don't know if that's what led to this, but yesterday in Beaver, there was a semi that overturned and blocked both of the southbound lanes on I-15. So people, going heading south down on I-15, and it was hours. People were just stuck there.
I would be willing to bet it's somebody pulling out in front of, Give them some space.
Yes.
They cannot stop like you can.
No.
Bill and I once a long time ago did a ride along. So the highway patrol will get inside of a semi truck, like an actual semi truck, and it's unmarked. You can't tell that's what it is, to try to catch people doing that very thing, pulling out in front of semis.
They get up in the above the cab in a compartment, and you can watch all the traffic. It's pretty fascinating.
But just don't do that unless you want to get hit, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Feel free to use my name. It's Braden the phlebotomist. Things that must go.
An odd last name.
My car having a 21% interest rate. I can't do it anymore. It's no near worth what I owe, and I'm drowning.
Jeez.
People being in such a hurry all the time. Slow down. We'll all get there eventually. And number 3, going to patient homes to draw blood, and it is an actual dumping ground. I find it incredibly sad that people choose to live in such filth. Just clean up a little. Do you really need 15 cats? Thank you, Radio from Hell and Lords of Morning Radio, for being the wonderful folks that you are. This is from Liza Brarian. Greeting, Lords and Queen Katie. When I open my mouth and things my father or mother used to say when I was a kid come out.
That's so constant for me now.
Examples. It's a parking lot, not a racetrack.
Yep.
I don't speak mumble.
Yep.
Your legs don't appear to be broken.
I have said that.
I know not to read the comments on social media posts, but I know better than to engage with people in the comments. They're obnoxious and ill-informed. It's hard sometimes to not say anything, but try to resist.
You know, I don't do that. I do not repeat the things that my parents said to me, to my kids, because I don't want them to learn foul language.
Not being able to fully avoid social media and the news as much as I would like to some days. I teach media literacy as part of my job. I feel you, librarian. We have to do that here. That's when people say, well, just don't pay attention to it. I have to pay attention to it. Finally, this. Hi, Lord, you can say my name. It's Clark. Here's my list of things that must go. When I wash my hands and I get my hands wet, and I get the soap on my hands, and I start to rub my hands together, and the soap slips out of my hands and lands in the sink. Woo! Speaking of things that don't work the way they should, Mike Lee should go. He does nothing but name things, tweets all the time, criticizes others, makes a fool out of himself of what he thinks he's a joke. What a turd. We as taxpayers are paying him for this. He must go. Thank you, Clark.
Things that must go on the radio.
Traffic, Gina.
Let's see what we have here. I've got no accidents to tell you about right now, and Infiniteam hasn't sent anything in a bit. But if you see something, let us know. I've got nothing to tell you about right now, but if you see something, please text us 33986. Don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new and used Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
All right, coming up in just a minute, we've got the boners. Bill, do you want to tease them?
Yes, I'll tease. You. No.
Exactly.
Let's see. Boner candidate number 1, Mr. Vice President Vance. He is so funny. Boner candidate number 2, it's not the strict abortion law. It's the Democrats that are to blame. And boner candidate number 3, the polygamists are polluting our water.
Okay, boners on the boners of the day. Boner of the day coming up after these messages and a song. Bill, Stockton 12 Honda.
Yes, Stockton 12 Honda, a place I have purchased automobiles. 3 of them, as I recall. Three cars.
You
from
must have
Stockton
had a
12.
good experience there, Bill.
Absolutely. Shane Parrish is the G-man, the general manager at Stockton 12 Honda. And, I think his folks like working for him. Most of his salespeople, a lot of his salespeople have been there for years. Stockton 12 Honda itself, your neighborhood Honda dealer for 25 years. More than 25 years. Now, they're still giving really good money for your trade-ins. They're high trade-in values right now. They have expert appraisers at Stockton 12 Honda, and they will offer you the maximum value for your car. And Stockton 12 Honda is Salt Lake's most trusted name in Honda dealers. So if you want a car, be it a Honda or a used car or a certified pre-owned car, there's no finer place to go than Stockton 12 Honda. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy, or you can go to Stockton, the number 12 Honda. Well, here he is, the barbarian that runs the Wine Academy of Utah. WineAcademyofUtah.com. It's Jimmy Santangelo. He's here to, well, we're going to talk about some cocktails, I think, in a minute.
Yeah.
But, we're just springing this on you. Somebody sent this to us through the mail. Apparently, this guy sat with you at Lights Camera Brunch.
Yes.
Didn't really have time to talk to you. You were busy, but he says, the Danny Trejo tequila is for Jimmy Santangelo. My wife and I sat near him at the brunch, and I asked him if he was familiar with Danny Trejo's spirits. I've been sober for, 3 years, and I really like Danny Trejo's take on a non-alcoholic, because Trejo he doesn't drink.
He doesn't drink. So this is non-alcoholic tequila?
Non-alcoholic tequila.
Yeah.
And he said, I like it, and I would like Jimmy's opinion of it.
Yeah, let's taste it. This is, is there more to it?
No, just...
The non-alcoholic category has just exploded.
It's huge, isn't it?
Beer, spirits, wine. The wines are really on there. They're really hitting their stride, especially the sparkling and the whites. The reds, another generation away in terms of production, not family. The beers, Athletic Brewing, fantastic, really good. And the spirits have really come a long way. And we were talking, the gentleman and I were talking, the gins, the clear non-alcoholic spirits, the gins, the tequila in this case, because you can just use a nice neutral base and then add those natural aromatics and flavors and things like that.
All right.
Whereas when you get into the whiskeys and the brown spirits, now you're adding sugar, you're adding caramel, you're adding, and it
and all
tastes
that.
a little mimicky or candied
I
or
dig that.
medicinal.
Okay.
So this is the non-alcoholic tequila. I'll pass it.
Thank you.
Now, I can't, I think his first name is Daniel. His handwriting's kind of Daniel Jesse, I think.
Yes, it's
Is it
there's
Daniel?
a card in here, Daniel Jesse.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Good.
Yeah. Nice.
So anyway, you wanted your opinion. You do a segment on a class or something on non-alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, we do a comparative. So we'll have side by side the non-alcoholic compared to its alcohol-based partner.
Now this is non-alcoholic.
It's spicy.
I don't know why you gave me so little. It's non-alcoholic. I mean, gee.
Let's see.
Now I had to
Aromatics.
swirl a little bit to get some aromatics.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
It
it's
wasn't
muted,
giving anything off until I disturbed it.
So there's one way that you can really emphasize that you reset your nose. You can kind of smell the back of your hand. That kind of resets it. Put your hand over the glass, swirling your glass, trapping in those aromatics, popping your hand in.
Yeah, that's what I
So
had to do.
little jalapeno, little
was gonna
bell
say, it's
pepper. There's a
spicy.
spicy
Yeah.
in there. I haven't even tasted it yet.
And then there's a kind of a
little floral,
citrusy
citrus, floral.
flavor to it.
We sip it.
If you were to hand this to me and not say anything, I would not guess this was tequila, honestly.
It seems like something else.
It seems like
it's a
something else.
A little
Yeah.
peppery.
Yeah,
This
peppery.
I think is a. It reminds me of the trio peppercorn we used to work. We used to use when I worked at a steakhouse. We would use white, pink, and black pepper, and fresh that and that spice. This reminds me of that.
Ooh.
That white
jalapeno is-
pepper spice, the jalapeno.
It's coming through. Yeah.
I like the flavor of it.
This is intended for a cocktail. This is intended for a mixer, not anything neat. Not as a criticism, as a category, as something, and what am I going to do when I get this? And most people aren't drinking tequila Blanco neat anyways.
That's true.
You are doing it as a mixer. I can see this working really well with a little bit of acidity, touch of sweet, definitely as a margarita. You have your mixers, things like that. That pepper will really pop through.
And Danny Trejo knows how to market, because he's put a picture on the label of a really
himself.
good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Which is Danny. It's not a very
And it's
good
just
looking.
called Trejo Spirits.
Yeah, Trejo Spirits.
Trejo Spirits.
He's a real giving guy, and on the packaging here, everything good that's ever been given to me has been a direct result of helping someone else. So
Nice.
he's
That's nice. I like that.
So he's created this to help those that don't.
He's been given a second chance. You know,
it's true.
He needed people.
He has a whole chain of taco stands,
Yes.
too.
We need him to open one here.
Yeah, I hear it's quite good.
You never have too many taco stands.
He's been on our show a couple of times. He's a gregarious
Nice
fellow.
guy.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, very gregarious.
That's fun. That's fun. Well, thank you to the listener. Thank you, Daniel, for sending this. I do remember our conversation. Thank you so much for getting this on my palate. I really appreciate it.
Right.
And
we will send this to Pete Hegseth immediately.
Yeah, because he's not going to be drinking on the job.
Exactly.
He'll need this. So thanks a lot. Oh, and when you did the pepper when you worked at the steakhouse, did you have one of those like ridiculously large pepper grinders? Sometimes, I mean, they're like
the size of your
carry
arm.
them over your shoulder.
I've got one of
Do
those.
you really?
Yeah. We stole it.
Did you? For what restaurant?
No, from the W Hotel.
Oh,
it's a story. All right.
It really does amaze me the pitch that he can hit with that. 7:21. It is now time for Boner of the Day. 3 stupid, funny, or human behaviors. Whatever he
You're
says.
close.
three stories of stupid, funny, or human behavior.
Yeah.
And you, with your vote, will decide which one is the worst, which one is the boner of the day. Boner, an old term meaning mistake, as in you really pulled a boner that time. And I've looked it up, and nobody's really sure where that came from. It might have been a baseball player back in the day named Tom Boner who made a mistake on a play. I don't know. But, it means a mistake. We'll give you 2 candidates now, then...
a third after the news.
Yeah, we'll do the news, then we'll do the third candidate, and then you all vote. So here's Boner candidate number 1. Consider this one.
Okay, I'll consider it.
Mr. Vice President Vance, he is so funny.
He tries.
Vice President J.D. Vance, it says here, cranked the cringe dial up to 11 with his latest attempt at a joke at the Ohio Republican Party dinner in Lima, Ohio, yesterday. Vance.
That's a great picture
I
of him,
know,
by the
right?
way. He looks horrible.
I will say, whenever we find these candidates, we do try and find some of the worst photos of them.
There is a picture of him doing what, I don't know if we have that. It's a picture of him doing what we're talking about.
It might not
here.
have saved correctly.
Vance, while delivering the event's keynote speech, was talking about how it's stressful to take the rough with the smooth in politics when he said this. I know it's not always easy to be a political candidate. Trust me. In Washington, D.C., they have this thing. I think it means we're number 1 in Washington, D.C. And he held up his middle finger.
Classy.
He
JD.
flipped his middle finger, and he kept it in place as he continued. But all the pink-haired people, now, I think what he meant by that was gay, trans, alternative lifestyle people of any kind. But all the pink-haired people throw up this sign. And I think you know that it means we're number 1, right? He lowered the finger and then added, I choose to take it as a symbol in Washington.
Your kids are watching you, JD. You're okay with that?
I choose to take, well, I taught them to do it when they were 2. I choose to take that as that symbol in Washington, he said. The line drew some laughter from the audience. But on social media, critics mocked the vice president's so-called gag and joked about him trying to outdo Trump, who had earlier dropped the F-bomb while ranting about Israel and Iran breaking a ceasefire.
I would love to have a classy gentleman statesman.
Good
just
luck.
Somewhere.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Where is that person?
Boner candidate.
Or stateswoman. Where?
Boner candidate number 1, Mr. Vice President Vance. He is so funny. Here's Boner candidate number 2. It's not the strict abortion law. It's the Democrats that are to blame. Representative Kamek, I guess, Republican, Florida, opened up about her life-threatening experience with an ectopic pregnancy last year amid her state's 6-week abortion ban, which left health professionals in fear of prosecution for delivering reproductive care. Kamek detailed her life-threatening experience with the Wall Street Journal in an interview published over the weekend. She said she learned about her ectopic pregnancy in a condition in which a fertilized egg implants itself outside the uterus.
It cannot survive.
In May last year, she was 5 weeks pregnant and woke up with heavy bleeding. Ectopic pregnancies are non-viable and life-threatening. Kamek told the Wall Street Journal she refused surgery to remove the embryo and instead asked for methotrexate, a drug that can stop the embryo's growth and dissolve existing cells. However, doctors and nurses were hesitant to give her the medication out of fear of losing their license or worse, facing criminal charges amid the 6-week abortion ban that had taken effect that month. Kamrick pulled up the state law on her phone for hospital workers to read and tried to call Governor DeSantis for help, but her calls were unanswered. She eventually received the drug hours after arguing her case. Florida's abortion ban has exceptions for the life of a pregnant person, and it allows for the treatment of ectopic pregnancies. However, life-saving care has nevertheless been delayed or denied altogether for some Florida women under its law, and medical professionals have expressed concern about the law being unclear. Kamrick, who opposes abortion, blamed the wariness of her doctors on the left, not on the abortion ban. She told the Wall Street Journal the left's messaging around the law had made healthcare workers paranoid about criminal penalties. It's absolute fear-mongering by the Democrats at its worst, she said. By the way, she is pregnant again and due in mid-August.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. She said it's not the abortion ban law. It's the left and the Democrats who've made it. They get in the doctor's ears and they make them.
No, your party made it illegal. Your party made a law that said you will lose your license if you do that. How is that the Democrats' fault?
Boner candidate number.
So even
2.
when she went through this, she still is not getting it.
It's the strict abortion law. It's not the strict abortion law. It's the Democrats that are to blame. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, the polygamists are polluting our water.
All right, boner candidate number 3 after this big boy news and opinioendo now brought to you by...
Speaking of water, quench your advertising thirst with a customized water bottle like I'm holding right now. X96.com/live. From Water Specialties, Inc., your high-quality, personalized logo printed on every bottle, filled with purified or natural spring water. It's a perfect way to advertise your business event or radio show. Get a quote by emailing Megan at waterspecialties.net.
Yeah, a radio show is not a business event.
It's not?
No. I don't think so. Brad Pitt, he's opening up on some podcast that he's on.
Who?
Brad Pitt, Brill Pim.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He's I don't know what this podcast is, but they have a little tray of Topo Chico water for him to drink.
Well, that's nice.
So they're classy, I guess. He said, one thing I regret is, I never had a gay experience.
Like in a movie or in real life?
In real life.
Oh.
He said, I just kind of missed that window.
Well, Bill, you've always been a little sweet on him. Maybe you could help him out with that.
Well, he said, but if I did have it, it wouldn't be you, referring to the host, Dax Shepard. So
don't get any ideas, Dax.
He said to Dax Shepard, yeah, you'd make the cut at about number 14 or 15.
Way down on the list.
You'd be way down on the list, buddy.
Bill Allred, number 1, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. So there you go. Brad Pitt, he's a little bummed that he sort of missed the gay experience, but it's too late now, he says.
It's really not. There are so many gay people that are so in love with him. He could easily have a chance.
I just don't. I don't get why anybody goes on Dax Shepard's show.
It's very popular.
I know. Armchair expert with Dax Shepard. Everybody goes on.
It's because he knows a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
So,
let's see. 2 new cases of measles have been diagnosed in Utah. Just days after the first case in the state was announced last week, the Utah Department of Health and Human Services says that the 2 additional good news.
No.
One of the patients is a resident of Utah County. The other is from southwestern Utah. Health Department investigators are currently trying to pinpoint any locations that the new patients may have recently visited and increase the measles exposure. Certainly, we are concerned that this does suggest there's an additional spread in Utah, said state epidemiologist Dr. Leisha Nolan. We know one of the cases did travel outside of the state, so they may have been exposed outside of the state, but still, it does concern me. I mean, all we need is for one of these people to have gone to Costco,
Because, and they may recover and be just fine. Mm-hmm. Where it gets dangerous and why we all need to be vaccinated is because there are vulnerable people, like babies who haven't had the chance to be vaccinated yet. You could be at Costco, like Bill said, and the people take their babies to Costco. That could be deadly for them.
According to the Utah Department of Health and Human Services, though, this is good news. Over 90% of state residents have been vaccinated against measles. So we are the state in general is highly protected. So that's good news. Let's see, 2 people arrested Monday following a road rage confrontation during which a man intentionally hit a vehicle that a woman was hiding behind. Johan Esteban Orzoco Hinano was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail for investigation of aggravated assault with road rage penalty enhancements. His girlfriend, I would probably say ex-girlfriend, Laura Hernandez, was arrested for investigation of tampering with evidence. Oh, I guess maybe she wasn't the female victim that he drove his vehicle toward. He intentionally drove his car toward a female victim following a verbal confrontation. A 24-year-old woman had turned into her apartment complex when she was cut off by the vehicle. She continued to her parking spot with Hernandez was yelling at her, and that was the whole thing. So road rage is everywhere these days, so beware. And if you're involved in road rage, and somebody's harassing you, drive to a safe place.
Yeah, don't engage.
Don't engage. Drive to a safe place. Drive to a place where there's a lot of people. Drive to a police station. If they're following you and harassing you, do that. A Salt Lake man who gained some notoriety, although I've never heard of him, on the reality TV show Love Island, is facing felony domestic violence charges for the second time in a little over a month. This is here in Salt Lake. Cashel Blue Barnett was arrested Tuesday in 3rd District Court charged with aggravated assault. Charges stem from an incident in December. A woman who is the mother of Mr. Barnett's child reported to police that she had been in an argument with Barnett and told him he needed to get a job to help support their daughter, according to charging documents. In apparent response, she said, as a form of punishment, Barnett withheld sex, kissing, and hand-holding from her. About a month later, he became angry and physically and sexually assaulted the woman. Barnett manipulated and gaslit the victim when she requested that he get a job to help support the child. Barnett is also accused of assaulting the same woman in April. Sounds like a really nice relationship, doesn't it?
No.
There probably is some worry of this, but I also think that they're trying to misdirect attention.
Okay.
The threat of attacks by Iranian sleeper cells inside the United States has never been higher, officials said.
I'm sure that's true.
After Tehran warned that it would activate agents if Trump bombed the nuclear sites, which he did. The Iranians are believed to have sent messages to U.S. diplomats during the G7 meeting in Canada last week, raising the threat of terrorist attacks on American soil. Trump is in the Netherlands right now at the, the G7?
No, NATO summit.
Oh, NATO summit. That's right, NATO summit. I love this story. Some schools across Utah are getting a new meat option from the Ute Tribal Enterprise. We supply to schools along the Wasatch Front, Moab, and Cedar City, said AJ Canip, the chief operating officer for the Ute Tribal Enterprises. This type of event helps us get the word out to more school children that we are a USDA product. On Tuesday, students and state agricultural officials visited the Ute Tribe's bison ranch near Tridell to learn more about bison. The tribe has operated the ranch since 2015 and within the past several years began selling bison meat to Utah schools.
Really?
I thought it was pretty cool to come out here today, said Pauline Carmen, a senior at Alamance High School. Seeing the bulls and the cows, it's a unique experience. Bison is considered a leaner meat than cattle. Canip said it has a richer flavor and is higher in protein. This is good meat for our kids, said Lincoln Bush, a bison hand at the ranch. What's not to like about meat that comes from a giant animal?
Well, I can't argue with that.
That thing is awesome. Schools have been a good way for the Ute Tribal Enterprises to get its product out there. They also sell bison to local markets. It's not easy to market your product to schools, but they've successfully done it, said Natalie McHale, the program's coordinator. I think that's great. I don't know. Have you seen bison in the store?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Harmon's carries it.
Yep.
Buffalo senior Dakota Williams said, Buffalo steaks are my favorite because they have more flavor. And she said, try it. It's good. Don't be afraid. So, okay, good idea. Let's see. How much time do we have here?
We've got enough time for a few more stories.
National Transportation Safety Board Chairman Jennifer Hamady said Tuesday that the heroic actions of the crew aboard Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 ensured that everyone survived the terrifying incident last year when a door plug panel flew off the plane shortly after takeoff in January 2024, you'll remember.
It flew off because they didn't bolt it down.
Yeah,
it was just sitting there.
An investigation over the past 17 months found that the bolts securing what is known as the door plug panel were removed and never replaced during a repair. And the board found bigger problems, too. An accident like this only happens when there are multiple system failures, Holmandy said. She said Boeing's new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, has made many safety improvements since taking the job last summer, but more needs to be done. The NTSB is expected to approve several recommendations at Tuesday's meeting to keep something similar from happening again.
There's a picture at x96.com/live. Can you imagine sitting in one of those seats right where the door came
I'm
off?
sure I'd be glad my seatbelt. I'd be glad my seatbelt was on. Let's see. Investigators with the Lehigh Police Department have arrested a man for allegedly enticing minors online and sending harmful materials to a minor. That's according to the police. The suspect, the 40-year-old John Royal Belliston, claimed to have previously worked at 2 different school districts in Utah. An officer posing as a 13-year-old contacted Belliston, and who, through the conversation, revealed that he had taught grades 10 through 12. Belliston also reportedly stated he wanted to play through any teacher sexual fantasies with a youngster. Well, investigators say the topic of Belliston being a teacher came up. He was asked if he'd ever done anything with the students. He said, "I have not." But then he said, "But I've done stuff in the faculty room by myself."
Oh.
You know.
All right.
Yeah. They arrested him.
Good.
And finally, this story. Sean Astin, the actor best known for his role in The Goonies, Lord of the Rings, and Rudy, joined fans at Kingsbury Hall in Salt Lake on Saturday evening for a 40th anniversary screening of The Goonies. After a watch of the movie, which officially turned 40 years old on June 7th, Astin was welcomed on the stage with deafening cheers from the crowd for a brief Q&A session. He's no stranger to Salt Lake. He's done several comic conventions in the city, and he's also filmed 2 movies here. You know, the wonderful The Freemason.
No.
Here's one you might know, Forever Strong.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually
the rugby movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
He says, "I've got friends in Salt Lake City." The Goonies discussion was, he said, people asked him questions. Let's see. I wish as a junior in high school student, the Goonies he was a junior in high school. He said the Goonies provided him with his first glimpse of stardom. After playing Mikey Walsh in the film, he saw his face plastered on the side of a large theater in his hometown of L.A. "I was on the wall. I was a star," he said. But when it came to running for 8th grade class president, none of his classmates gave a rat's ass.
Aw, that's sad.
He didn't even make the runoff. And now, 40 years later, he's still talking about the Goonies, and passionate fans are eager to listen. He said a sequel to the Goonies is going to happen.
How?
He says, I don't have any details about the movie, but they are going to do a sequel.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it'll be, but they're doing it for sure. He said they have to. I think they just have to figure out what they're going to do. He talked about his time with Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman was. He and Corey Feldman had pitched ideas about the Goonies to the director, who patiently listened and then told them, "No, we're not going to do that."
No, we're not.
No. Thank you, guys.
What about this?
No, we're not going to do that. And he said some of the best parenting advice he ever received was, "Say yes to everything you can possibly say yes to." I guess that means in your career. Act.
No, that said parenting advice.
He said the best parenting advice he ever received. Say yes to.
Received.
He ever received. Say yes to everything you can. I don't understand that, actually. What does
Maybe
he mean?
asking his parents, who are actors, to say.
I don't know. He said
Come back, Sean, and explain.
Yeah. Always have a twinkle in your eye and a spirit of play as a parent and a spirit of adventure.
No, he's talking about parenting. He's saying yes to your kids, I guess.
Say yes to everything. Can I play with this knife?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You bet.
Just be
You
careful.
betcha. All right, that's it.
weather, traffic.
Okay, so we're gradually warming up. 85 for a high today. It's currently 64. Overnight low 60 tonight. 94 tomorrow, 95 Friday. We just gradually warm up into the upper 90s by the end of the weekend. Traffic, Infiniteam says accident 1250 east, 114 southwestbound in Sandy. Somebody else says slowage southbound Legacy Highway around Parish Lane. Luckily, I'm going northbound, but some people going southbound are having issues. Liza Brarian says, what about Mayor Pete? He's a classy statesman. I would agree. I would vote for Mayor Pete for anything. Pete Buttigieg. Love him. He's smart.
Yes.
He's classy. I don't think he'd flip anybody off.
I don't know. I heard he grew a beard.
You already grew a beard.
I don't know.
I love Mayor Pete. Thank you for reminding me of that, Liza Brarian, and remind me of whatever you're seeing on the roads via text at 33986. The summer showdown continues this weekend with Bugs Are Here to Kill You edition. This is at Broadway Center Cinemas. Arachnophobia and Starship Troopers are being shown this weekend. Get your tickets at slfstix.org.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. The polygamists are polluting our water. In August of 2019, an anonymous tipster reported that a company located in Portage, Utah, was illegally dumping chemical waste in ponds, sewers, storm drains, and on the ground, and had been doing so intentionally for months. Later that month, a team of inspectors representing the state of Utah, local health department, and a fire department entered the American Chemical Facility in Box Elder County. They didn't like what they saw at the plant that processed vegetable oils and contaminated glycerin, a type of sugar alcohol that the facility had received as a byproduct of biodiesel operations. Inspectors found foul-smelling dark water in a ditch running from the facility to the Malad River. So just a ditch. They dug a ditch from the facility to the Malad River, which feeds the Bear River. Greasy water pooled in many parts of the facility, often from overflowing containers. Oily streams on the north edge of the facility. A dead female hawk. Liquids on the north edge of the facility were directed through a muddy field. It was one of 2 companies that received fines for intentionally polluting storm drains and main surface waters that feed the Great Salt Lake. Yes, it was owned by the Kingstons. The Kingston family, the polygamist enclave who owns lots of businesses in Utah. The largest biodiesel producer in Utah, remember that? Washakie Renewable Energy.
Yeah.
That was the Kingstons as well. They polluted the area that they were involved in. It is astonishing that this has gone on and on and on, and it continues to happen. They find the Kingstons they find that the Kingstons are polluting other areas. It's just amazing, and I don't know. I am at a loss as to
hold them accountable.
I am at a loss as to. I mean, they'll get fines, and then I'm just at a loss as to how they keep getting away with this kind of thing. That's boner candidate number 3. The polygamists are polluting our water.
All right, let's recap number 1 and 2 and then get to voting.
Boner candidate number 1, Mr. Vice President Vance, he is so funny. He said this is what the pink-haired people, but I think he means alternative lifestyle people, this is what they say to us, and he holds up his middle finger. I take it to mean that they're saying we're number 1. Boner candidate number 2, it's not the strict abortion law, it's the Democrats that are to blame. That's a Republican representative in Florida. Her name is Kat Kamak, and she had a life-threatening pregnancy experience, and she finally had that resolved, but it took some time because doctors were afraid to do certain things because of Florida's strict abortion law. But when she finally got it all resolved, she said those doctors were hesitant because the Democrats have made them nervous. The left has made them worried about doing the wrong
Law
thing.
that your side passed.
And boner candidate number 3, the polygamists are polluting our water.
All right, it is time for you to vote. It is time for you to vote for Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3, you decide which one should win, which one should be the Boner of the Day for today, June 25th, 2025. There's 3 ways to vote. You can go on over to x96.com, find the Boner of the Day post there, and go cast your vote online. You can text in your vote at 33986. Just put 1, 2, or 3 in the text message line and send it over. Nothing else, or it won't get read and counted. Or you can call into the producer's booth, say hi to Dawson, and cast your vote right there in person, or actually in vocal at least. But go vote. You only have about 4.5 minutes to do so, and then we're going to take calls for Dr. Cobble. So go, call, vote now.
Thanks.
7:49, And it is time to award the boner of the day.
And then right after that, we're going to speak with Dr. Cobble. He's a physician who kindly, every other week, gives us a little bit of his time to offer observations and medical advice. If you have anything that's kind of bugging you, anything that, say, hey, does this look infected? That kind of thing, you can call and ask a doctor for advice.
And there's no copay.
No copay. 877-602-9696, 877-602-9696. Call for Dr. Cobble. You can start lining up to do that now if you like. All right, it's time to announce the winner of Boner of the Day, and it's brought to you in part by a roast beef sandwich and some onion rings.
Ooh, I love onion rings. And Salt Lake Acting Company's summer show, The Secret Lives of the Real Wives in the Salt Lake Hive, runs June 25th through August 17th. This production is a cabaret-style show with table seating and theater seats. You can bring your own food and drink. Get tickets at saltlakeactingcompany.org.
Haven't seen the results yet.
They should be coming over.
But boner candidate number one, J.D. Vance, vice president, he's so funny holding up his middle finger. This is what the liberals say. They say,
Grow up,
they
JD.
say we're number one. They hold up this finger and they say, I guess that means we're number one. And then there was boner candidate number two. It's not the strict abortion laws. It's the Democrats. The Democrats that are to blame. That's just beyond strange.
I'm just shocked by this candidate.
Yeah, and boner candidate number three, the polygamists are polluting our water, and the winner, over 100 votes, boner candidate number two, it's not the strict abortion laws, it's the Democrats.
Good, that was my candidate. I like that one.
All right, that is a boner of the day, and we'll add it to the boner of the week. But coming up at 9 o'clock, we'll have the boner recap, and you can win a prize then if you remember the winner.
877-602-9696. That's the number to call and talk to Dr. Michael Cobble if you've a mind to do that.
It's brought to you by Celebrate Your Independence at the Gateway from 7 to 10:30 p.m. July 4th on the plaza. Live music, DJs, karaoke, yard games, face painting, and more with fireworks starting at 10 p.m. Get all the info for this free community event at x96.com.
All right, Dr. Cobble, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Thank you.
Hey, before we go to questions, you can text questions, too, if you like. It's 33986. There's a story in the news today that I'm kind of puzzled by slightly, and maybe you do or do not know the answer. It's about a liver transplant. What it says, Intermountain Health patient first to be treated with external bioengineered liver. And I'm trying to figure out
Did they grow it in a lab?
Well, no. The patient is treated with what's called a miroliver-E-lap, experiencing liver failure, not eligible for a transplant. So what they've done is they've taken pig liver material, but I'm trying to figure out if this is an external, like it's outside of. I think it's outside of the patient.
No, I think what that means is they constructed it outside of the patient and then put it in the patient. What do you think, Dr. Cobble?
I think that's correct.
It's really unclear in this story. I get the sense that that periodically they hook this up to the patient's current liver and give it a boost of some sort.
Like jumper
cables, yeah. No?
I think it's a pig liver transplantation, and so it's called xenotransplantation. But I haven't read the article, but I think it's probably gene-edited pig liver that has been put into a human that couldn't qualify for a transplant from a human liver.
All right. Well, we'll look. I think they're carrying around a little bag with them that's got a pig liver in it. Anyway,
you just like it to be there.
That's what I'd like to believe. It's kind of creepier.
877-602-9696.
Do we have any text? We
have a phone.
call.
Alex is here.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Oh, just great. How are you?
Good. I guess. Well, go ahead and ask your question of Dr. Cobble.
Okay, so here's a question I have, and maybe TMI, but so I just want to know the difference between like a malignant growth and like a benign growth, or like something that could be cancerous, something that's like under the skin. And
Yeah.
I just
Benign
I'm
is
just curious
not
the difference
bad.
between them.
Mm-hmm.
Benign is not bad, and malignant is cancerous. So a tumor is just any growth, but a benign tumor is like a non-cancerous growth.
It
where
can be a fatty
malignant
tumor, or
yeah, or a skin growth that's not cancerous.
Are you
but
wondering? You have a
malignant
growth
cancer.
that you're wondering if you can tell just by looking at it whether that's the
Yeah.
case.
It's been going for a few years, and it's big, and it's like on my rib cage. It's like the size of like a baseball almost.
And you've never had anybody take a look at that?
No.
I would advise you to do that.
Yeah, it's probably a lipoma, a fatty tumor, like Bill mentioned, but it's worthwhile having a clinician take a look at it and just confirm what it is.
Okay.
And if it's a fatty tumor, and I've had them, you can either just leave it if it doesn't bother you, or they can remove it if it bugs you, but it's not dangerous. It's just there. It's your body.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's your body
No,
just saying, we're going to do something. I'm going to screw you up.
Have it looked at.
I will. Thank you guys so much.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, anything you're worried about like that, 877-602-9696 is the number to call and talk to Dr. Cobble.
I think there are people that are hesitant to go to the doctor because they're like, I'm worried they're just going to tell me it's nothing and it will be a waste of my time and their time. Always go get it checked. What? That's fine.
Yeah, I like seeing those people. They're fun to see, and you're not interrupting our day, and we're happy to give an opinion. So please don't be afraid of going to the clinician.
Yeah, I mean, I like it when the doctor says, "Oh, don't worry about that, Bill. That's nothing." Oh, shoo, whoo! Thank God. I was sure it was something.
It's usually something.
Yeah. If you have a question, 877-602-9696. We have to take a break here, Katie?
Yes.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll line up some questions. 877-602-9696 for Dr. Cobble.
Crash eastbound I-80 approaching East Canyon exit. The left lane and shoulder are blocked. Traffic is backing up toward the quarry there. Let's see. Crash eastbound I-80 at milepost 112. That's about a mile east of 72nd West. Off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound I-15, milepost 283 in Lehigh. And a crash northbound I-15, 152nd South in Salt Lake. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music and enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at the coolest venues in town. Don't miss Polyrhythmics with Super Bubble Saturday, June 28th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, more questions with Dr. Cobble coming up after these messages. But first, Renaissance Ranch.
Renaissance Ranch is an addiction treatment center. If you or a loved one experiencing addiction to drugs or alcohol, Renaissance Ranch can help you. They've been in business for over 20 years helping people here along the Wasatch Front. It's family-owned business. They kind of got into it after having some family problems of their own and saying, we've got to find answers. And they started working on it and developed this program for addiction treatment. It is a patient design, or a program rather, designed for male patients specifically. It combines evidence-based clinical research with a judgment-based, faith-based healing approach. They have residential and outpatient services, which is very good. Outpatient services in case you have to keep working and stuff like that. They're staffed by recovering addicts who know the problems that you're going through. Schedule a free consultation and read compelling success stories online at renaissanceranch.com. They do accept most private insurance plans and Medicaid.
96.
803.
Daryl and Roy texted in and said, "Does this look infected?" We can't see on your text, Daryl. You gotta call us. 877-602-9696.
Although, Gina, I would point out we won't be able to see it on the phone either.
No.
877-602-9696. If you want to ask a question for Dr. Cobble, we've got text questions. I know people seem to be shy about calling in today, but give us a call, 877-602-9696.
This is a good question. I'm 56 and got vaccinated against measles as a baby. With the recent cases being reported, would you recommend that I get a booster?
You should be immune. If you're remarkably nervous about it, you can go in and get a measles titer from your clinician.
A measles what?
Send it to the lab. Titer. They can see if you have immunity, if you have the antibody immunity. So you can get a measles titer and make sure that you're immune. If you're not, then you could get the booster.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm immune because I had measles when I was a kid. So
you're immune to everything, Bill.
Bill never gets sick ever.
I wish. This is
You probably had that goat liver transplant or the pig transplant, right?
I have
The
no.
article's
No,
about
it wasn't.
you.
It wasn't me. I wasn't
You
asking.
signed a consent and you didn't understand it.
No, I wasn't asking a personal question. Honest. This is weird. No matter how many times I wash behind my ears, there's always a funky smell. What can be causing that? You think that's a legitimate question?
Yes, I think that's a legitimate question.
No, I wonder what they're washing with.
Yeah.
If you're using, I'd change your soap.
Yeah, I mean,
Could it be, Dr. Cobble, a yeast infection?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, anything's possible. I mean, see a dermatologist.
Yeah. Let's see, Dr. Cobble, when I move or walk around, my gallstones jingle like keys.
Well, take them out of your pocket.
Is that
Quit carrying
bad?
them around with you. Some people take their gallstones home with them after surgery.
Yeah, I've heard they make jewelry out of it sometimes.
Is that's crazy.
Now, is that possible that you could hear your gallstones jingling?
Only if you have them in your pocket.
Yeah, okay.
After surgery, yeah.
I've been taking, what is that? Disulfiram?
This is why you should call DISULFIRAM.
Okay.
Taking it for a while now. It's working great. However, I'm going to a beer tasting event in a few weeks. How long in advance do I need to stop taking it? And can I start it back up afterwards? First of all, do you know what that is, Dr. Cobble?
Well, I think that's generic for antabuse. And people, if they combine those two products, alcohol with antabuse, they get remarkably sick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the half-life is. I think that typically people taking antabuse are taking it to stay away from alcohol because they have an alcohol dependency issue. My recommendation would be to go to the beer tasting program, smell the beer, drink water, don't drink the beer. But I think if you stopped it a week before you go, if you feel like you have to definitely taste the beer, as long as it doesn't restart the addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always my concern. People quit smoking. If they borrow a cigarette from a friend, they're back smoking again. And I think, I just hate to see people get pulled back into an addictive behavior.
Yeah, I quit smoking probably 4 times, I would think, before I finally really quit. And once I quit for 2 or 3 years, and then started up again. It's
well, yeah. Didn't you start like when you were at the Olympics in Japan? And
that was the last time I smoked.
Yeah,
and I didn't really start up again. I was in Japan. Everybody in Japan smokes. I said to myself, "What the hell?" And so while I was there for 2 weeks, I smoked.
And then you didn't when you got
stopped.
back.
And then I stopped. But.
Yeah, so I looked it up, and the elimination half-life 60 to 120 hours, so 3 to 6 days. So probably have to stop that drug 2 weeks before you want to go to the beer tasting. But I would recommend not drinking the beer.
This is a good question. I haven't seen any type of doctor in several years. Should I find a normal doctor or a gynecologist first?
A normal doctor?
Well, just a straight ahead, a GP, a straight ahead.
I dare you to find a normal doctor. There's no such thing.
If you're over 65, they don't recommend Pap tests anymore. If you're under 65, you should get a Pap test every 2 to 5 years. Gynecologist could do that. You can order your own mammogram. The gynecologist can order the bone density. But I think you can see a regular doctor, normal doctor, or, again, if this is a woman sending it in, I think a gynecologist does a lot of primary care.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be able to manage, they can check your cholesterol on your liver and kidney, and they do blood work there. So I think either way you feel most comfortable.
Yeah, I had a female friend who's the only doctor she had was her gynecologist.
A lot of women do that. If you don't have any chronic problems, other problems, that's a good way to go.
Bill, I thought you were going to say you had your Pap test at the gynecologist.
No, my primary care doctor used to be my gynecologist. Somebody says, Bill, I read that liver story. And then later on they said, I read the liver story. I was particularly interested because I have stage 4 cirrhosis of the liver.
Oh.
Says,
shoot.
I read the liver story, and this thing that they're talking about is only good for 48 hours. If you're in liver failure, it's for patients who are waiting to get a liver.
Oh, it's a stopgap
so it's
measure
a stopgap.
of some kind?
Yeah, they're waiting for a liver to become available, and if your liver fails, they can hook you up to this thing, and it will, I guess, bring your liver back for a certain period of time.
Oh, shoot! Well, that's terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a good thing that they have this available at Intermountain, and I'm sure it's inexpensive. Let's see. I'm 23 years old, 5'8", 130 pounds on a good day. I'm experiencing severe tension in my neck around my right shoulder blade, leading to the back of my head. Sometimes it'll become so tense, it'll restrict my neck from moving and lock it in place. What can I do to relieve this tension? Relieve this tension. Advil, don't do nothing.
I think it's reasonable to see a clinician and have an evaluation, but physical therapy typically could help a lot. Massage therapy, chiropractic therapy, maybe a prescription strength anti-inflammatory muscle relaxant.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's worth going and seeing somebody.
Yeah, and you can it used to be that you had to have your primary care physician refer you to a physical therapist, but I think you can just find one and go.
Depends on your insurance.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think our insurance, you can just go to a physical therapist. So I think those are all the questions we have.
There is one that I am curious about. It says, when is regular gastro issues, distress or diarrhea warrant a visit to the doctor?
That's tough. If it's gone more than 2 weeks, I think it's reasonable to see a doctor. If you have fevers, chills, black or blood, definitely would see a doctor. Age might dictate it too, but a third of people with diarrhea, alternating constipation, bloating, gas, if it's a chronic illness, it's usually irritable bowel or spastic colon. And I think seeing a gastroenterologist just to make sure it's not something more serious is reasonable. But as people get older, I get more worried about it. But younger people could have Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis or autoimmune inflammatory bowel disease. So I think if it's gone more than 2 weeks, then it's reasonable to see a clinician for an evaluation. If it's acute with fever, chills, black, or blood, then it's an emergency and you ought to be seen right away.
What about, at what age should you start having colonoscopies?
Depends on your family history, but the recommendation is 45 if you're low risk. Probably at 30 if you're high risk. So if there's a family history of colon cancer.
Have you had one?
Nope, but I have to this year.
Yeah, it's time for Katie to do it.
I blame my brother.
It's a lot of fun.
All right. I'm not prepared for it.
All right, we done?
Yes, that's it.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Cobble.
Thank you.
Lay down, put a cold, damp rag on your forehead, and think good thoughts.
He's going to Heber. He doesn't have a
Thank
fever.
you, doctor.
Oh, I thought.
He's going to Heber.
Oh, then put a cold rag on your head when you get there. All right.
Thanks,
Talk to you
Dr.
later. I really thought he said
know
he had
you
a fever.
Let's see. Traffic. Vehicles I-80 eastbound approaching East Canyon exit being moved from the left side to the right side of the freeway. All lanes are stopped. backed up to the chain area in Parley's Canyon. So that will be an issue for a bit while they deal with that. Let's see if we have anything else to tell you about. Crash eastbound I-80, 1 mile east of 72nd West. And whatever you're seeing out there on the roads, I appreciate it when you text us and let us know. 33986 is where you do that. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it is Beat Gina. You're going to want to call to play 877-602-9696 because you could win.
It's a huge prize. X Games coming to town this weekend. So not only is it tickets to X Games, it's 2 concerts.
Yeah.
Deadmau5 Friday and Sublime on Saturday.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exciting. So X-Pol tickets for Beat Gina. Call 877-602-9696. The sooner you call, the earlier you get a chance to line up and better chance you have to play. Tracy Aviary.
You know, it's a place to experience the whole world of birds. I saw some videos recently of owls. We're just watching people interacting with owls, and they're just so amazing. And they have, I think it was called the Owl Forest or something like that. They have several owls.
Well, they do interactive bird shows, keeper demonstrations, animal encounters, behind-the-scenes exhibits, tours, over a dozen nature play opportunities while you explore 8 acres of themed exhibits and the botanical garden.
Tracy Aviary, it's there in the corner of Liberty Park, and it's a wonderful place. Tracy Aviary, beautiful landscaping, nice, cool, shady places, and lots of birds. And then they have, as Gina said, interactive bird shows, and you might even get to have a conversation with Helen the Bird Lady.
I've done
She's
a
terrific.
child's birthday party there. That
Yep.
was super fun. And $1 from every ticket sold goes to Tracy Aviary's Conservation Fund. They contribute more than $120,000 a year to conservation work in Utah and worldwide. Plan your visit at tracyaviary.org.
Will you take the pain I will give to you again and again?
No, it's a gain and a gain.
Apparently so. Would you like to be the professional announcer?
I'm sorry, Joe.
I'm doing this for the American audience. Let me start again.
All right.
Will you take the pain I will give to you again and again? Apparently so, because you're back for another Beat Gina. I'm Beat Gina booth announcer Johnny Ola. Are you an asthma sufferer? Well, we've got an answer for you. Introducing Dr. Batty's For Your Health Asthma Cigarettes. Yes, since 1882, Dr. Batty's specially formulated asthma cigarettes have been bringing temporary relief of the paroxysms of asthma.
Wow.
Dr. Batty's For Your Health Asthma Cigarettes effectively treat asthma, hay fever, foul breath, all diseases of the throat,
Wow.
head colds, canker sores, and bronchial irritations.
Nice.
Dr. Batty's For Your Health asthma cigarettes are available at fine pharmacies everywhere, not recommended for children under 6. And now, here is your host, a man who is recommended for all ages.
Oh.
The one, the only, the asthma-free,
Yes.
Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola. Thank you so much. The randomizer has...
I'm also asthma-free thanks to Dr. Batty.
Oh, that is good, yes. Started when you were young.
Yeah.
Helps for bad breath, huh?
Yep.
Okay, checking. The randomizer has picked a contestant. You'll be going against Andrew today, Gina. Hello, Andrew. Yeah.
Hello.
Andrew,
I
hi.
think you could use a Dr. Batty's asthma cigarette.
I
Andrew.
think so, Andrew. Let's toss a coin.
Maybe.
Let's go. Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. Andrew, call it. Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right. Coin toss app says Gina. Heads.
You are one step closer to winning his tickets to see Psychedelic Furs and Squeeze September 30th at the Eccles.
But if Gina manages to claw from behind and beat you, what are you prepared to do in her name, Andrew?
Donation to the Red Cross, like always.
Nice. All right. Okay, Andrew, it's Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller trivia today because Zoolander was released on this day many moons ago. Pre-2001, I'll say that.
Okay.
Okay. So the first question is for you, Andrew. It's multiple choice. If you get it correctly, you get the point. If not, I will allow Gina to answer it correctly, steal that point away from you, and we'll go back and forth until one of you has 3 points. All right, here we go. First question. Andrew, Ben Stiller holds the record for what? Is it 1, the most valuable Star Trek, the original series actual props collection? 2, heaviest train pulled with a beard? 3, most apples held in the mouth and cut in half by a chainsaw in 1 minute? Or 4, the longest selfie stick?
Oh, number 4.
Number 4 is correct.
Oh, my goodness. There you go.
You had it made for Zoolander 2 premiere.
Nicely done. That's 1 point for Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
Gina.
Yes.
These are... Owen Wilson was born where?
Okay.
These are all real places, by the way. So 1, Dallas, Texas. 2, Santa Fe, New Mexico. C, Fart, Virginia. Or 4, Stiffney Knob, North Carolina.
I'm going to say Dallas, Texas.
Dallas is correct.
Ah, it's tied now. Back to Andrew.
Andrew, Ben Stiller was a drummer in a punk band.
He was?
Yes. What was the name of that punk band? Was it 1, Planet P? Was it 2, Capital Punishment? Was it 3, Gutful of Cheese? Or 4, Rage Against the Vending Machine?
That's thinking sounds.
Thinking sounds.
What was number 1?
Number 1 was Planet P.
Let's go with number 1.
Number 1, no.
Oh.
No?
That is a real band.
I would have said that.
And Maya Rudolph was in it.
That's why I thought that was it. That wasn't it.
That's why the writers threw that at you.
Oh,
All right,
I'm gonna need the.
Okay. Was it 2, Capital Punishment? 3, Gutful of Cheese? Or 4, Rage Against the Vending Machine?
I'll have to go with Capital Punishment then.
Punishment is
Oh,
correct.
Andrew. That's 2-1, and Gina controls the question.
Oh,
This
no.
could be the winner.
Gina. Owen Wilson has done most of his screenplays with who? Is it 1, Bill Hader? Is it 2, Phyllis Steen? 3.
I'm sorry.
She's very good. Is it 3, Wes Anderson? Or 4, Ike and Stand Musicals? Ike and Stand
Yes.
Musicals.
Wes Anderson?
Wes Anderson.
Yes,
is correct.
Gina wins the game. I'm
I
sorry to
do.
say, Andrew. That's
Oh,
terrible.
emotional damage.
Oh,
Well, we can't have that.
no, we can't be responsible for that.
But now, you're willing to give blood. I mean, that's more than I have given right now. So
true.
I think to reward you for that effort, we'll go ahead and give you these psychedelic furs and squeeze tickets coming to the Eccles this weekend.
Yes.
How about
Saturday.
that?
Oh, I love you guys.
Listen, I've got to go. I'm going to go listen to my Depeche Mode collection.
Oh, good. All you have to do is listen to our HD channel. I think that.
8:24. Sorry.
Because on this day in 1983, the Police scored their fourth #1 album with Synchronicity. The album Synchronicity. That's the song from the album.
Perfect.
Had Every Breath You Take, Wrapped Around Your Finger, all of those on there.
Oh, nice. Okay. Perfect. Always reminding me of my dad.
Aw.
Beat Gina now. Is it sponsored?
X Games brings its electrifying action sports festival to Salt Lake City with 3 days of motocross, BMX, and skateboarding competitions at the Utah State Fair Park, June 27th through the 29th, plus performances from Deadmau5 Friday and Sublime on Saturday. X96.com for information and ticket links.
Yes, it's time for Beat Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny O, with a word about a new instant tea that tastes like hot brewed tea. It's new Tenderleaf brand. Instant Tenderleaf tea is 100% pure tea. Tenderleaf has no fillers, no carbohydrates to dilute the true brewed taste. It's 100% pure tea.
Good.
Made from just the top young tea leaves.
Okay.
The most flavorful of all, those young tea leaves. It's not just any tea, it's Tenderleaf tea. Available at your grocers today.
I like some tea. That's nice, Johnny. Thank you.
You're welcome. And now, because your host, Gary Jackson, is unavailable, he's on vacation, I'll be filling in as the MC of Beat Gina. Do we have a contestant?
We do. We've got Brian on the phone.
Hello, Brian. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Great, Brian. Just great. Mrs. Zola sent me out of the house today with a smile on my face.
And a cup of tea.
Awesome.
We had tea before. All right, Brian, you know how this game works probably, but let me explain. We're going to play Beat Gina. It's a little trivia game here. The first person to get 3 points wins the game. Now, we're going to have a coin toss here. Katie will toss a coin, and you can call it. Go ahead. Let's do that.
Heads.
Heads?
It is heads.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good.
You're one step closer to winning these X Games tickets.
Yes, Brian, if you go first in this game, it is a definite advantage. Now, this is Lion King trivia, so here we go. I will ask you a question. If you get it right, you get the point. But if you screw it up, Brian, you will lose the point. Possibly lose the point. Well, you will lose the point. Gina may gain the point because she has a chance to steal. You got it?
Okay.
All right, let's do it. You're first. Let's go. Here's your first question. Oh, I have them.
You sure do.
Sorry, Johnny. You're doing everything today.
All right, here we go. Let's see. What animal, this is Lion King trivia again, what animal is Simba practicing his roar on when he's waiting for his dad in the gorge? Is he practicing his roar on a hyena, a chameleon, on Eeyore, or on Yertle the turtle?
I believe it's a chameleon.
You're correct. That's a point for you.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
1 point for Brian. It is now Gina's question.
All right, Gina, let's see here. When Scar first appears on screen in The Lion King, what is he doing? Is it number one, looking for a place? He's looking for the litter box. Number two, he's smoking a hookah full of catnip. Number three, he's talking to a mouse, which he's planning on eating. Or number four, he's sharpening his fangs.
Well, the mouse is a snack, and I believe he says, "Hello, snack."
Yes, and then he looks for the litter box.
Yes. That's it's all tied up. It is now Brian's question.
All right, Brian, here we go. Let's see. Brian, the producers wanted a specific sounding roar for each lion in the film. How were the roars for each lion recorded? Number one, a single voice actor for all the different lions. Number two, they recorded several lions on iPhones. Number three, they used some old clips of Bert Lahr as the Cowardly Lion. Or number four, they used one lion, but someone kept pulling its tail.
I believe number two.
No. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Gina?
A different voice actor for each line?
Yes, no, a single voice actor.
Single voice actor.
Number one.
Single
number
voice.
Yeah,
All
it was
right.
Frank Welker.
Gina stole that question. She is 2-1, and it is Gina's question.
Oh.
You could win right here.
Yeah, I could.
All right, Gina.
Watch it.
Okay, let's see if we can find you a tough question then. Let's see. What is the name of Nala's mother?
Okay.
Is it Subaru?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Joan Crawford? Is it Elphaba? Or is it Serafina?
It must be Serafina.
Yes,
You
it
are
is.
correct. Gina wins.
I'm sorry, Brian. Gina wins the game.
That's okay.
Yeah, it is really okay.
Everything's okay. We're gonna make it all okay. Because even though I beat you, you have a nice laugh there, Brian. I'm rewarding
Thank
that
you.
with X Games tickets. You're also going to get to see Deadmau5 and Sublime. Big prize there for you.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Brian. Hang on the phone. Somebody will tell you what you need to
Thank
do
you.
next. I've got to go home. I think Mrs. Ola and I'll have an afternoon watch of The Lion King.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Snuggle up.
Yeah,
Have
I
fun
think
with that.
we'll do that.
All right. Big Boy News and Opinioendo now brought to you by
Shark Summer at Clark Planetarium has finally surfaced. See Shark Kingdom 3D on the giant IMAX screen. Snap a selfie with the 11-foot shark. Enjoy shark-themed snacks and gifts. It's happening all summer long.
Well, we just gave away X Games tickets. The X Games are coming to Utah for the first time ever, June 27th.
this weekend.
Yeah, through the 29th, Utah State Fair Park. Utah State Fair Park!
Utah State Fair Park.
Utah State Fair Park will be home to the premier action sports competition, bringing Moto X, BMX, and skateboarding to Utah. It's the 30th anniversary. You can expect to see the return of one of the greatest skateboarders to hit the action sports scene, Ryan Sheckler. Mr. Sheckler quickly found himself in the national spotlight after he won a gold medal at the X Games in 2003.
Yeah,
when
he was young.
He was 13.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
He's now 35 and a father of two, and his professional skateboarding career stretches over 22 years. It is super exciting. That's how you can tell he's a skateboarder
Yeah.
when he says it's super exciting. It's super exciting to have my career pretty much start out at 13 years old at X Games, said Sheckler. It's the 30th anniversary. To be part of that number, to think back on how many times I've been in an X Games, and then also to have my wife and my kids now coming to watch me compete. I actually started thinking about that today, and I got a little nervous, so I had to switch my mental up real quick. Sheckler hasn't competed in an X Games, though, since 2017. He's dealt with a lot of injuries that have kept him from the competition stage. This time around, he says he's feeling good physically and mentally. I've had really good surgery. In January, they fixed this really gnarly big toe injury that I've been dealing with for 6 years. January, February, March, I was like, man, I can actually feel good again. Skating felt good. Just my attitude around the skate feels good.
Okay.
So good for you, Mr. Sheckler. I hope you do well at the X Games. Be interesting to see. It would be interesting if he won some medals. He won at 13 and now winning at his advanced age. Let's see. So we talked about the University of Utah fraternity Sigma Nu being
losing its charter.
Yeah, being defrocked.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what some of the things that they were doing that made them lose their charter. A U investigation found that members at Hayes knew recruits by blindfolding them, didn't know that they could see again until they had been brought without the option to refuse to a South Salt Lake strip club.
Ah.
The members who organized the visit called themselves the Strip Club Club.
Well, then you had to know where you were going.
and they weren't just leaders of the fraternity. Many were alumni.
Really?
Representing generations of past members. Some of the people were 50 years of age or older.
That's creepy and weird.
That fall 2024 trip was one of 14 documented instances of hazing that more likely than not happened at the University of Utah's Sigma Nu fraternity over the last school year, according to an investigation the university conducted in May. Based on those findings, the school moved to shut down the fraternity, terminating any affiliation with it. We have no confidence that future members of the fraternity could or would break tradition from this destructive history and practice, the report concluded after calling the violations egregious.
I wonder what they do with the house, because it is right there.
Well, I think the fraternity owns it, so they can't use it for fraternity, so I assume they could sell it.
Sell it? It's just, it is like literally right on First South
Yeah.
there. It's
Yeah, and I think probably it would be better off if it were raised. I don't
turn it into more parking.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not sure that anybody. If you might catch something if you tried to live there. But
That's really. I'm glad you did that story because at first I was like, well, that just kind of sounds like typical behavior. But if there are 50-year-old men coming back and taking kids to strip clubs, that's weird.
Here's some of the other stuff that they force pledges to do: drink to the point they couldn't remember anything, and some of the pledges were under legal drinking age. Watch brain rot videos that featured porn and images of people being killed. Buy and use illegal drugs. Carry it with them at all times in a pledge pack. Do chores, often in the early morning hours. Sleep on a cement floor of the frat house basement. Answer to derogatory names given to them by older members. Just what? But we have service projects. We do things for the community.
No.
No. Shut them all down as far as I'm concerned. So people are asking, how did the Forsyth fire, the one burning in Pine Valley, destroyed over a dozen homes in Pine Valley over the last several days? It actually started more than a week before the first flames were seen. Was previously known that the fire started on June 19. It was lightning caused. The U.S. Forest Service shared what the original strike came during a thunderstorm that moved through Pine Valley 10 days prior. Now, an incident commander discovered a tree strike in the area of the fire's point of origin, with a further investigation showing a visibly seen lightning strike on a rocky slope on June 9th. What happened is the lightning strikes this old tree, and it doesn't burst into flame.
It just smolders?
The immense heat vaporizes the sap and moisture inside the tree, and then the intense heat ignites the wood from the inside, creating a slow, flameless form of combustion known as smoldering. And it smolders and nobody knows that it's. And then all of a sudden, it bursts into flame.
Get a little bit of wind.
And it causes it. And then things start catching fire all around it.
Have they contained that at all?
Not much. I don't think any homes are in danger at this point, but they're still fighting it. I know that. Well, Senator Mike Lee, I wonder if he realizes that nobody he works with likes him.
Nobody wants to be your friend, Mike.
So I don't know why we keep reelecting him.
You have to go eat lunch by yourself.
But after receiving criticism from seemingly all sides of the political and environmental spectrum, Senator Lee has offered revisions to a controversial proposal to sell millions of acres of public lands. However, any change he wants to make probably still would be not acceptable, according to parliamentarian Elizabeth McDonough, who has to sign off on this stuff, or it can't pass. She determined that the proposal itself violates Senate rules. Nobody likes you, Mike. Let's see. Donald Trump has departed Washington for the Netherlands, where he is attending the NATO summit. The meeting is expected to focus heavily on the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East and Eastern Europe. You think? President Trump landed in the Netherlands shortly after 7 p.m. World leaders posed for a photograph where Trump was alongside his pal, Erdogan, from Turkey, and also Dutch King Wilhelm Alexander.
I wish I were a king.
Trump had hoped to arrive as the deal-maker-in-chief after helping broker a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. However, both countries, they violated the terms of the agreement, but it looks like they're doing it now.
Today has been okay, I think.
Yeah. Then Trump is going to go to The Hague and take a good look around The Hague, Mr. Trump. That's where war crimes are and other.
Bill, he's never held accountable.
He's
never going to be back there.
You never know. That's the world court, you know. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, God, this is strange story. The Liver King has been arrested in Florida after calling out Joe Rogan, fitness
He's gross.
Fitness influencer, the Liver King.
Yes.
Yeah, you know him.
Oh, he
fitness
eats raw beef hearts
and testicles, beef testicles, and fitness.
And claims he's done it all on his, because
Yeah.
I eat beef hearts. No, he's done steroids.
A fitness influencer and fraudster, Liver King, was arrested in Texas after posting a series of bizarre social media videos, one in which he challenged Joe Rogan to fight as he traveled to the popular podcaster's home state. Brian Johnson, known as the Liver King, faces misdemeanor charge of making terroristic threats. He gained his following by promoting his barbarian-like diet. Mm-hmm. He was confirmed as a suspect who was arrested in Rogan's home city, citing sources. Further details of the arrest not known. By the way, Joe Rogan has been speaking out about these immigration arrests, saying this is awful. It's
Good.
awful what's
It
being done
is.
here. So Joe, keep that up. That may be something that we like. And Laura Loomer.
Yeah,
She's a
speaking
strange.
of gross.
She is a strange person.
She's a very
Tucker-
powerful person.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson recently called her the world's creepiest human being. She snapped back at Carlson, though, sharing an old text that he had sent her before mocking him over his claims that he was physically mauled by a demon in
I
his bed.
remember that.
Now, Carlson took shots at Loomer and his former Fox colleague, Mark Levin, on the After Party podcast, claiming that the latter was wearing the Trump skin suit because he thinks it helps his political cause. Levin and Loomer have been vocal supporters of Trump's decision to bomb Iran. Carlson is opposed. I love it when these people start eating each other alive. It's really fun. Laura Loomer, he says she's the world's creepiest human. I don't even know where she came from or who she is exactly, but she's running around saying, I'm Donald Trump's defender. It's bizarre, Carlson said. Well, Laura Loomer was quick to say, what do you mean you don't really know who I am? And she has screenshots of dozens of texts they've exchanged.
Dozens?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are all horrible people.
His cell phone number is in my phone, she said.
You are all horrible people.
This is coming from a grown man who claims he was attacked in his bed by a demon and left with bloody claw marks.
I forgot about that.
And I looked the story up. He was
a boner candidate for that.
He said he was talking to a YouTube channel documentary about Christianity, and he said he was physically mauled by a demon that left him bleeding with still visible scars on his body from claw marks.
He's dead serious about it.
Yeah, he's never shown anybody these claw marks.
Of course not.
He said he was asleep in his bed with his wife and 4 dogs.
And the dogs didn't stir in that kind of energy?
It was a demon. He got attacked by a demon while I was asleep.
It might have been one of the dogs.
Or something unseen
Or
left
your
claw
wife.
marks on my skin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tucker.
Sure.
These people are all crazy, and now they're all eating each other alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, the Florida Panthers have been enjoying the spoils that come with winning the Stanley Cup title, including running up wildly expensive tabs at nightclubs. How expensive? They were at the 11 nightclub in Miami, and they ran up a $500,000 bill.
Well, yeah.
Which the club said, we will eat that. We're just happy to celebrate with you. The Stanley Cup is interesting because if you win it, each player gets to have it for a day.
Yep.
And kind of do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
With
And there's a Stanley Cup, manager.
Babysitter.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That goes along, and I guess you have to ask. I guess you say, okay, I would like to take the cup, to my high school hockey coach's house, and show, or I'd like to take it to
my favorite bar,
or I would like to eat soup out of it, or I want my mom to make the soup she made when I was growing up and playing hockey, and I want to drink it out of the cup. And apparently, you can do pretty much whatever you want to it.
The babysitter is there to prevent damage to the cup. You can't damage it because that has happened in the past.
Or make sure it doesn't get stolen or that kind of thing. But I think that's a cool tradition.
Yeah,
that you
it's
get
very,
to do
very
that.
unique.
Yeah, and it's over 100 years old.
Lord Stanley's Cup.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, and the draft is tonight, round 1. The Jazz have the 5th and 21st pick in round 1. They have picks 43 and 53 in the second round tomorrow, and we are told that we're done tanking. We're putting a good team together, and we're going to win.
Okay.
All right. Let's see, weather. And I want to add this to the weather. So fireworks stands opened this week. You are not allowed to legally light off fireworks until July 2nd. So it's legal to do it from the 2nd to the 5th, from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and then on the holidays, that time extends to midnight. Please don't. There are lots of opportunities to see professional firework events for the holiday. We've been talking about one that's happening at the Gateway that's free. Usually baseball game has them. If soccer's in town, they have them. There's plenty of place. I'm not saying don't enjoy fireworks. Everything is so dry, and I'm looking ahead for the next couple weeks. 10-day forecast is dry, dry, dry. 85 for a high today. Overnight low 60. We stay in the mid to upper 90s all the way into the first part of next week, with the highs being near 100, it looks like, for the first part of Monday, Tuesday in there. So I just don't light things on fire, please. Traffic, let's see. I-80 eastbound, East Canyon exit was where that accident was, where they were moving from the left side to the right side of the freeway. They had to stop all lanes of traffic while they were doing that. So backups go all the way to the chain-up area of Parley's Canyon. Somebody says I-84 going into Weber Canyon looks all kinds of messed up. They've got a big construction project going on there that's going to be going on for quite a while, I'm afraid, and I think that's going to be an issue for most days going forward into the fall, I think. That's all that UDOT's reporting. You can report something if you see it. Let us know what you're seeing out on the roads. 33986 is where you do that. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music, enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at the coolest venues in town. Don't miss Polyrhythmics with Super Bubble on Saturday, June 28th at the Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Coming up just after these messages, we have your Things That Must Go. And then starting up at 9 o'clock, it's going to be the Boner Recap. So coming up, KXRK.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, dear friends of the program, things that you can't stand no more. You have to get them out of your system. So you say, I know what I'll do. These things are bugging me so much. What I'll do is I'll put it in an email and send it to Radio from Hell. And if they read it on the air, maybe it'll make me feel better. And sometimes we get reports that these things do disappear from your life. So here we go. Things that must go. Send them to Radio from Hell at x96.com, and you put must go in the subject line. I'll begin.
Okay.
Let's see. This one says, good morning, Lords. You may use my name. Oh, it's Zane. My wife is still in the hospital, going on a week now. I miss my wife, and I want my wife home with me. That must go. This humidity, heat. God, I miss the dry heat. I enjoy the dry heat. Let's see. Whenever he's in Houston.
Dallas.
Dallas?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yep.
Whenever you all talk about Bountiful, must go. Be it Costco or Pace's Darien. I used to go to Pace's Darien all the time, and boy, I sure do miss Bountiful. I really miss it a lot lately. Being let go while waiting on the phone with you all. I think we would all like that annoying beep to come back to replace that.
I'm tired of our phones dropping.
Yeah.
And number 5, I really do miss the I did not have relations with that woman days. Can we just have another administration like that one, please? Thank you, Lords. Let's see. This one says, hello, Lords. Thanks for letting me listen. Feel free to use my name. It's Kelly. What must go is my jerk cat. Scratching the carpet on my stairs, my scammers. You know who you are, Orange Man.
Jerk.
Orange cats, man.
Yep, I got one.
Yeah.
And then finally, this one. A horn that quit working on my truck. So I have to roll down my window and yell, it's not going to get any greener. All right, that's it.
That's
Katie?
very funny.
I've just got a couple here. People who consistently say no worries, even though I'm not sorry nor worried about a single thing I said. I am a person that says no worries a lot. I will say that. Migraines.
Hey, Katie, no worries.
No worries.
No worries.
Thanks. Migraines. My migraine tendency to resolve itself after I have already called into work and then gotten up to go get migraine meds. Chronic illness. Perimenopause? Perimenopause symptoms.
What is perimenopause? Is like premenopause?
Yep. Yeah.
It's like pretend menopause.
Pretend menopause.
I'm there right now.
Okay. I'm sorry for those symptoms then.
Yeah.
What a magical time for a woman.
The alarm clock going off in the middle of the best dreams. That is all. Thanks for letting me listen. And you can use my name. Things that must go. Those SE safety seals on bottles. Everything from peanut butter to medications. They never come off easily and never in one piece. If your goal is to cause me to have a stroke while opening my medications, congratulations. You win. Glenna from Roy.
I know the ones that come in the little blister packs, and you're supposed to be able to push the pill through, maybe.
Yeah, never.
Or there should be a
perforation
or a
little tab,
a little
to at
thing
least
that
pull.
you can peel it off.
Yeah,
and
then they just rip.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Gina.
One from me first. I've seen this a lot lately. People that pull out in front of semi-trucks.
I hate that.
I was on the freeway yesterday, and there was a semi-truck carrying like 12 cars, one of the car hauler trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how heavy those things are?
I can't even imagine.
And you pull out right in front of them, they can't stop. Those are so heavy, it takes them a long ways to stop.
And I don't know if that's what led to this, but yesterday in Beaver, there was a semi that overturned and blocked both of the southbound lanes on I-15. Mm-hmm. So people, going heading south down on I-15, and it was hours. People were just stuck there.
I would be willing to bet it's somebody pulling out in front of. Give them some space.
Yes.
They cannot stop like you can.
No.
Bill and I once a long time ago did a ride along. So the highway patrol will get inside of a semi truck, like an actual semi truck, and it's unmarked. You can't tell that's what it is, to try to catch people doing that very thing, pulling out in front of semis.
They get up in the above the cab in a compartment, and you can watch all the traffic. It's pretty fascinating.
But just don't do that unless you want to get hit, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Feel free to use my name. It's Braden the phlebotomist. Things that must go.
An odd last name.
My car having a 21% interest rate. I can't do it anymore. It's no near worth what I owe, and I'm drowning.
Jeez.
People being in such a hurry all the time. Slow down. We'll all get there eventually. And number 3, going to patient homes to draw blood, and it is an actual dumping ground. I find it incredibly sad that people choose to live in such filth. Just clean up a little. Do you really need 15 cats? Thank you, Radio from Hell and Lords of Morning Radio, for being the wonderful folks that you are. This from Lizabrarian. Greeting, Lords and Queen Katie. When I open my mouth and things my father or mother used to say when I was a kid come out.
That's so constant for me now.
Examples. It's a parking lot, not a racetrack.
Yep.
I don't speak mumble.
Yep.
Your legs don't appear to be broken.
I have said that.
I know not to read the comments on social media posts, but I know better than to engage with people in the comments. They're obnoxious and ill-informed. It's hard sometimes to not say anything, but try to resist.
You know, I don't do that. I do not repeat the things that my parents said to me, to my kids, because I don't want them to learn foul language.
Not being able to fully avoid social media and the news as much as I would like to some days. I teach media literacy as part of my job. I feel you, Lizabrarian. We have to do that here. That's when people say, well, just don't pay attention. I have to pay attention to. Finally, this. Hi, Lord. You can say my name. It's Clark. Here's my list of things that must go. When I wash my hands and I get my hands wet, and I get the soap on my hands, and I start to rub my hands together, and the soap slips out of my hands and lands in the sink. Woo! Speaking of things that don't work the way they should, Mike Lee should go. He does nothing but name things, tweets all the time, criticizes others, makes a fool out of himself for what he thinks he's a joke. What a turd. We as taxpayers are paying him for this. He must go. Thank you, Clark.
Things that must go on the radio.
Traffic, Gina.
Crash at the intersection of Hillfield Road, Gordon Avenue, and Layton. All northbound and southbound lanes are blocked. Crash eastbound I-80 off-ramp east of Kimball Junction up in Summit County. Crash northbound I-15 41st South, milepost 302. And a crash westbound SR 232. This is Main Street in Davis County, affecting the center lanes of traffic there. Visit your locally owned and operated Big O Tires today. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it is time for the Boner Recap, where you call in and you tell us who won the Boner today. You could win.
Oh, we have a Radio from Hell chicken bucket. Does not contain chicken. Does contain a Radio from Hell diner style mug, a T-shirt, maybe one of these Radio from Hell water bottles, X96 water bottles.
I think we might have found some of our very old, at least 6 to 7 years ago, pink Boner T-shirt.
Oh, fun.
That I might throw in there. Okay. We'll see.
I'll bet Tanner could put a candy bar in there.
Tanner, you said his name.
Who?
Look at you. 877-602-9696. Call to play or call to guess the Boner Recap. Coming up after these messages and a song, Ran Life.
Huh? I've never heard of them. No.
Didn't they have your mortgage?
Yes, they did. Ran Life. They had my mortgage, and they are a local mortgage company. I've talked about them incessantly, as a matter of fact, and that's why I made a little joke saying I've never heard of them. Ran Life is they do it is a tough market. The housing market is tough right now. They do a good job making things so that you can buy a home. Right now, they have a 3.25% rate on a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage. That's incredible. 3.25 on a 5.98% APR. That 3.25%, that 3.25%, will get you started on your home ownership journey. You can have lower payments right up front, and that's always nice. So you can use some extra money for remodeling and sprucing up what you buy. So whether you're a first-time buyer or you're making a move right now to a bigger home or a better neighborhood, this 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage gives you flexibility and savings to get into your dream home now. So go to ranlife.com/X96 to find out all about it.
like that, huh? All right.
You're playing oldies. That's what.
Yeah.
You need help.
Playing some oldies. I need help.
What kind of help do you
The
need?
Magic Box, because this is something that we've never experienced before or had to do.
What?
So Sue planned a weekend with her and her two friends to go down to California, Southern California, this weekend to see one of their favorite comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And one of Sue's friends can't make it.
I'll go.
So they've got a third ticket. And we don't know what to do with this third ticket.
So where did you get the ticket?
Well, she bought it online. It's an electronic ticket.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to email it to her sometime this week.
Yeah.
Which means that she's guessing that she can email whoever.
You can
her ticket.
transfer it, depending on the service that she used to purchase it. Usually there's an option where you can just transfer it
To another name.
To another name?
Well, to another email address.
To another email address.
Yeah, because usually these you can't like screenshot and share.
So if I could go, then you could just transfer the ticket to me, and
The person would have to have an
But
account.
I can't go. I'm sorry.
An account with the same.
Oh, no transfers allowed.
Oh, then you're
According to Sue.
screwed
Yeah.
Well, just so you're stuck with it.
because it's electronic. There's no way to.
So would she get the ticket when she gets there? Or no, there's no ticket, is there?
No.
Unless there's someone standing outside and you're like, you want to come in with us? If it says specifically no transfers,
she
there's
bought it.
no way to.
Yeah, she bought it directly from Irvine Spectrum, which is where the show is.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you might call them and see, but no, if it like that's why a lot of those ticket services are kind of nice. I've done this more than once where you buy it and then you give it as a gift to somebody, and you just email it to them, what is it? Irvine what?
It is the the Irvine Spectrum. Yeah.
How expensive was it?
I don't know. That I don't know. It's Saturday at the Irvine Spectrum, 7 p.m. For Fortune Femster.
Oh, she's hilarious.
Yeah, she's great. But we don't know what to do with this third electronic ticket.
I'm afraid you'll end up eating it.
That's what I'm thinking.
There's got
It happens.
I mean,
check with the venue, but something came up. This person can't go?
Yeah.
Is there some way we can?
And it's just one ticket is the other hard part.
Yeah, so somebody doesn't want to pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just go to the guest services, call guest services.
Call guest services
Yeah.
and see.
But then the question is, so if you can transfer it or give it to somebody else, does she have some idea of who she would give it to?
Well, that's just it. That's the other part.
Yeah.
First, we got to figure out
if you can do it, or
how to pass along
Yeah.
the ticket to somebody, and then it's does somebody want this ticket?
Because I've done this where I bought tickets and then we weren't able to go somewhere, and you can put them back up for sale, like on SeatGeek or something like that, and they will. And somebody else that's looking for tickets to that show will find it and buy them from you. But if she bought this directly from the place,
Somebody says just screenshot it and have someone else use it if it's a scannable code.
But a lot of times they're not.
A lot of times it's
you
not.
have to have it emailed.
Yeah, it's see, that's the thing.
Donate it to the poor.
Let's see. You can often and usually return an event ticket to the original place of purchase for a full refund.
Yeah, I would just get a hold of the event.
Try to do
center.
that.
Try that, I guess. I don't know.
Or I go to call the original place and then say, is there anybody there that you know of that would like to go?
Who wants to go?
Yeah.
You can sit with us. We're fun.
Yeah.
This must happen at every show.
I would think so.
Which is why people don't want to. The people who sell the tickets probably don't want to deal with it.
Exactly. They'll just be happy to take your money and walk away.
You buy the ticket that you buy. That's it. No returns.
Yeah.
I mean that's a harsh policy, but I understand people that have that policy.
Pain in the ass. Let's see. Oh, here we go. She just sent me the thing. Delivery type, ticket fast. This is your receipt, not your tickets.
Yeah, oftentimes they won't even send you the ticket until like the day before.
Let's see. Oh, it's the Irvine Improv.
Oh.
Okay. The venue is located inside the Irvine Spectrum Mall. Spectrum Center Drive in Irvine. It is the Irvine Improv. Okay. When you arrive at the venue, please check in directly at the door. Host for both ticket/fast and will call orders with your photo
Did
ID.
she get it through Ticketmaster?
That's what I'm looking for. I
Because
can't quite see it.
Ticketmaster, you can transfer.
This one, she said there was no transfers. I think she bought it directly from the Improv.
Okay.
Mm. Oh, well, I think we're probably going to have to eat it.
Yeah.
And it's $50. Mm.
It's a donation to Fortune Femster.
That's it. She's getting the money anyway.
But that means that Sue will have to laugh twice as hard.
I guess. Yeah, well. Have fun, hon. At least you have an extra seat next to you.
No,
you
it's
know?
you know what?
You can
It's
put
a
your
seat-
purse
Well,
there.
that's what I was just
Yeah.
going to say. It's a purse seat.
Spread out.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang your legs over the edge.
Well, if
Policy of truth.
Michonne in Mapleton says, "Boo."
Michonne.
It's hard to text.
I was going to ask that how it's spelled.
In Mapleton.
All right. It is time for the boner recap.
Do we have somebody there who would like to win a prize?
We sure do.
Who is it?
Liam, are you there?
Hi, I am here.
Hi, Liam. What are you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just driving around for work.
What kind of work do you do, Liam?
I'm currently an apprentice electrician.
Oh,
good for you. That's you're going to be a. Then do you get to be a journeyman?
It'll take a few years, but yeah, I'll get there.
You will have a job forever.
And then after you're a journeyman, you have to work. You have to do some other stuff, right? And then before you're a full-time electrician.
Well, you can be a full-time electrician for a long time, and then you'll be a journeyman after some years of work and school.
Okay.
And then after more work after that, you can become a master.
A master electrician.
You're going to do all that.
Is that what you want to do?
Maybe.
You know, electricity is dangerous. You know that, don't you?
Oh, I'm well aware.
All right.
I've heard a lot of stories from my dad.
Yeah, I like to I stay away from it as much as possible. I mean, I like to use it, but when it comes to fixing it,
You hire a
no, I
professional.
don't. Yeah, I don't touch it. So, Liam, we're going to do the boner recap here. I will read the 3 boner candidates we had earlier today. You tell me which one was the winner, and you'll win a Radio from Hell chicken bucket. It does not contain actual chicken, but it'll be stuffed with prizes. a Boner T-shirt.
Very cool.
I think Tanner will put a candy bar. Will you put a candy bar in there, Tanner?
Sure.
He
I
will.
still have some of those. I think I have a Goo Goo cluster and a moon pie still.
What would you like? A Goo Goo cluster or a moon pie?
I want to know what a Goo Goo cluster is.
You picked well, my friend.
There you go.
It's really good. All right, Liam, I'm going to read the candidates now. You tell me the winner. Did you hear them earlier?
I did.
Okay, excellent. Number one was Mr. Vice President Vance. He is so funny. He held up his middle finger, the bird, but he said, in Washington, it's not always easy to be a political candidate. I think this means we're number one in Washington. That's what because when I'm there, the pink-haired people hold this up. He means liberals. He's trying.
He means me.
Yes, he's trying to be funny, isn't he? He's not very funny. Boner candidate number two. It's not the strict abortion law. It's the Democrats that are to blame. That's Representative Kat Cammack her name is Cammack, I guess, in Florida. She's a Republican there. She is a legislator. She got an ectopic pregnancy, which is it's serious, but she put her doctors really through a bunch of nonsense. She said that they were hesitant to do anything about it because of the strict abortion laws. No, not because of the strict abortion law in Florida, because the Democrats and the liberals had made them uneasy about doing
So
things.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's nonsense. And then Boner candidate.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, very much. And then the Boner candidate number three, the polygamists are polluting our water. The Kingstons, just various stories of them with their businesses.
Dumping chemicals.
Dumping chemicals into the rivers, and really bad. So which one won the Boner voting, Liam?
Well, if I'm remembering correctly, that would be Boner candidate number two.
You remembered exactly correctly.
Well done, Liam.
You're a
Liam,
winner.
Liam, by the way, your dad's listening.
Did he text?
Okay, I knew he would be.
He texted?
He texted in, and somebody else says, tell Liam to take the test as soon as he can. Love, an 11th year apprentice. So we have many electricians listening. So
Is your dad an electrician, Liam?
No, he was a carpenter, but he no longer has any hands.
Oh.
His name is Mark Haley.
We know Mark. Yeah. He has good advice for you. Good advice. All right, Liam, hang on the line, and they'll tell you how to get your chicken bucket. Put it on your head as a hat and take a picture. Send it to us. radiofromhell@x96.com.
All right. Coming up in just a few minutes, we've got another, we got big boy news and opinioendo, and maybe some time for a list. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully toward the end. I don't think we have time right now to
No.
do. We've been going through the 100 greatest movies of the 21st century in the New York Times, but we don't have time right this minute, but maybe before 10 o'clock.
Yes, so look forward to that. Stockton 12 Honda.
Stockton 12 Honda. Sorry, I just took a drink of water. In the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy, they are your neighborhood Honda dealer. The service department at Stockton 12 Honda is bar none, par excellence. It is very good. And it doesn't matter if you bought a car from Stockton 12 Honda, you can still avail yourself of their fine service department. Now, they have service specials every day. The best way to see about those is to go to their website, Stockton12Honda.com. Check out their Honda Express service. It's quick, easy, and affordable for oil changes, tire rotations, brake inspections, and more. Call Stockton 12 Honda for that information, or it's probably on their website too. And Stockton 12 Honda also has a service where they come to you. They come to your place of work, and I think they do oil changes and things like that. So go to Stockton12Honda.com for all of that information. Coming up this Sunday, June 29th, join us at Salt Lake Acting Company for a
96.
9:19, 9:20, switching over right now. It is time for some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Smith's Pharmacy welcomes Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. You can transfer prescriptions at smithsfoodanddrug.com/payer update.
Well, it's been 2 months since Benson Boone, I guess he's a thing,
Yep, he is.
unveiled his song Mystical Magical, a quirky pop tune that went viral, in part for lyrics that included the phrase, Moonbeam Ice Cream.
Mm-hmm.
Mystical Magical marked the second single from his second album, American Heart, providing another promising teaser of Boone's eclectic style. On YouTube, the official lyric video for the song already has 16 million views. Moonbeam Ice Cream isn't just limited to that song, though. Boone has officially released American Heart on June 20th, and along with it, a music video for the new song, Mr. Electric Blue, that at one point shows the singer working in a pink ice cream truck with Moonbeam Ice Cream written across the truck.
Does this mean we're actually going to have
I believe
Moonbeam
so.
ice cream?
So far, the reviews for American Heart are mixed, though, just as about all of the reviewers seem to agree that coming up with a headline that plays on Boone's affinity for flips. I don't know what that means.
He does backflips at his concerts.
U.S. Weekly writes that Boone sticks the landing with the album. Rolling Stone says Boone can't land the backflip. So mixed reviews. But no matter what, critics or listeners stand, the enigma that is Moonbeam Ice Cream seems to be bringing people together. And now that Boone's new album has dropped, it looks like fans maybe will get a literal taste of it. He's confirming that that he did in fact purchase an ice cream truck, and it's currently in Utah.
He has Utah, Idaho connections. He's former Mormon. I don't think he's practicing, but he went to BYU Idaho for a bit.
So I guess there's going to be a Moonbeam ice cream truck with Moonbeam ice cream on it.
What flavor is Moonbeam?
It doesn't say. And also, let's see, he has going to do his own crumble cookie. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, and it's
what flavor is the Moonbeam ice cream crumble cookie?
Don't know.
Well, I have it here. Cookies and cream pieces, lemon, berry, marshmallow topping, finished with a sweet light drizzle and a sprinkle of cookies and cream.
Sounds like a little much for me. I see. Boone did some. I think this is the ice cream. Yeah. Blueberry ice cream, blueberries, mini marshmallows, and lemon juice. No,
I'd eat the cookie or a piece of it, maybe not a whole one.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, way to go, Benson. I hope you make a ton of money before nobody ever hears from you again.
Make money while you can. It won't last.
Let's see. I don't want to do that story. That's terrible. Let's go here. The stunt woman is suing Kevin Costner over an alleged unscripted rape scene on the set of his Horizon sequel. Offering new evidence in her case, Devin LaBella amended her May lawsuit on June 18 to include alleged text messages that she exchanged with the 2024 film's intimacy coordinator, Celeste Chaney, the day after the alleged scene was shot. I wanted to discuss yesterday's abomination when we both have a chance, LaBella wrote in the alleged text. She is suing Kevin Costner. She says, I want to discuss yesterday's abomination when we both have a chance. She amended her lawsuit. She says that the rape scene did not go according to script. I was put in a really wrong position, and it's very much affected me, she said. Chaney responded, oh, no, I'm so sorry to hear this. Let's talk through it. LaBella, who doubled for Ella Hunt in Horizon, of An American Saga, Chapter 2, then listed over a dozen questions about the scene in question and in her texts. And she says, why wasn't it a closed set? How did lining up a shot turn into a rape sequence? Why was a man from the camera department directing this non-scripted action?
That's all very strange.
Why was there no intimacy coordinator at the moment? Why was a stunt double doing the non-stunt work? She's not happy.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. This is turned into a lawsuit against Kevin Costner and his company. Sean Combs told the judge at his sex trafficking trial that he's doing an excellent job,
Nice job, Judge.
as he confirmed Tuesday that he will not testify. Combs made the comment to U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian after being asked about testifying. The question was posed by the judge after the prosecution rested following a more than 6-week-long presentation of evidence against the hip-hop maven. Later in the afternoon, the defense rested without calling any witnesses. In a routine occurrence after prosecution rested criminal trials, Combs' lawyers made agreement to toss out the charges, made arguments to toss out the charges, arguing that the charges weren't proven. The judge said, "I'll rule on that at a later date." Prosecutors have called 34 witnesses to try to prove sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges. And they had a lot of video. The jury looked at a lot of video of some pretty rough stuff, I guess. But the defense lawyers say, we don't have to say anything more than all of that was consensual. It was all consensual. No one was forced to do anything. It's consensual. And that's the defense. And that's their only defense. But
when you dragged Cassie down the hall by her hair, that was consensual?
That's I don't know as that's part of the whole.
They showed it.
I know, but I don't know as that's, he has said I was totally, that's something I did that was very wrong, but beyond that, I mean, that would be battery charges and something that, nothing like what he's being charged with here. When it came time for the judge to question Combs after prosecutors rested, the judge asked, "How are you doing?" "I'm doing great, Your Honor," he said. "I want to tell you, thank you. I think you're doing an excellent job."
So we're putting up this artist rendering picture of him at x96.com/live. So he hasn't been able to dye his hair while he's been in jail. He's all gray.
Geez, most of the artist rendering, though, I've seen of this are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You think they got to hire some better artists.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think there is a chance he will get off.
The jury will say.
I think there is a chance.
The jury will say, we can't really determine whether any of this.
I think there is a chance the jury will say, yeah, this is all gross and creepy and weird.
But it may be consensual.
Yeah.
We can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
About why he doesn't talk about his personal dating life. This is Pedro Pascal.
It's none of your business.
He says, I stay very private about that. I always feel perplexed when I'm identified in whatever form of media as a highly private person, because that's the opposite of me. I'm a very unprivate person in my private life. I just know that personal relationships are such a complex thing to navigate, even without having this enormous lens on them. Asked if he wanted kids, he said, well, I've never longed for them. I've had dreams of taking my kids to the movies the way my parents took me, so I guess I want a shortcut to an interesting human being who's my child, and then we'll go see something that I want to see. So I don't really want to raise them. I just want an interesting child who I can hang around with. Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness officially finalized their divorce. And so what?
Good for them.
Yeah, I guess it's notable that it's finally over. Yeah. Oh, Steve Van Zandt, little Steven, he had an emergency appendix surgery.
Is he all right?
Well, he's 74. He told fans that he wouldn't be there when the East Street Band continues its European tour in Spain, but added that he expected to be back on stage within a week. He was in the Spanish city of San Sebastian when he said, I had a sharp pain in my stomach. I thought it was food poisoning. Turned out to be appendicitis.
Do they know how to take appendix out in Spain?
They have, Gina, I'm pretty sure that they're a civilized and
they
advanced.
Have hospitals?
Yes, they're an advanced. People always think, oh, my God, he got sick in Europe. What do you oh, no.
Oh, no.
There are plenty of fine physicians in Europe. And The Edge from U2, 62 years living in Ireland. But he's not from there. He became an Irish citizen, though, on Monday.
Finally.
His real name is David Howell Evans. He spoke to reporters after being officially conferred with thousands of other new Irish citizens during a ceremony in Killarney in County Kerry. I guess you know I'm a little tardy with the paperwork, he said. I've been living in Ireland now since I was 1 year old.
Really?
Yeah.
And if it's you too, shouldn't they just give it to him? I mean,
Well,
did he have to jump through all the hoops?
I don't think so. As for the paperwork involved, he said, well, it was really quite straightforward. They just had to sign a piece of paper. So he's now an Irish citizen, and congratulations. I hope his life turns out okay.
I want to live in Ireland. That's
Okay.
Ireland and Wales are the two like dream countries I would like to live in.
Well, just do it.
Well, I got to save up for that first.
I'm sure that you could get a job as a radio producer. And
They have radio in Ireland?
They sure
they
do.
do.
And hospitals?
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
They don't have any doctors for the hospitals.
They have the
no doctors
buildings.
for them. Yeah.
Okay, weather?
Warm and getting warmer. 85 for a high today. Overnight low 60. 94 tomorrow. And we stay in the mid to upper 90s for the foreseeable future. No rain in sight. If you must buy fireworks,
Please
I don't know why
don't.
you would, but you're not allowed to set them off until July 2nd.
July is the worst month for my poor older dog. She
loud noises.
She
and-
shakes and
Yeah.
it's so sad. Okay.
So Cascade Collision Repair, Utah's leader for certified repairs. Get a free estimate online at cascadecollision.com or in person, including their newest location in West Valley City.
Our concert and community calendar is next.
Hear that? That's a HelloFresh.
9:35, and it is time for our concert and community calendar, brought to you by
Live Nation.
Well, here he is, Mr. Live Nation himself. It's Trent Falcone. Good morning, signore.
Well, hello there. How are you today?
I'm hanging in there. How about you?
You know, every day I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, you just hang in there. I remember I used to go to my dentist in Ogden, and he'd tilt you back in the chair, and he had a picture on the ceiling, and it was of a little kitten hanging on a branch. And he said, "Hang in there."
Uh-huh.
I just hated that. Just hated it.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, little kitten.
We
Little kitten.
We don't hate you, Trent.
Little kitten hanging on a branch. That's Trent. All right, what's Live Nation got for us this week?
Kind of a slow week, but it's a good week. We're going to start. This would be tomorrow night, June 26th. This is your ass whooping of the week.
Mm-hmm.
This is a local hardcore show at the Depot, and these bands are pissed. They mean it, okay?
They're really angry.
You've got Mask. Oh, they're great bands. You've
Okay.
got Mask. You've got Forever War. You've got Ryle and Knife Point. And I'm just telling you, this is not for the faint of heart.
Okay.
These guys they're solid.
All right.
Completely changing gears. Saturday, June 28th, out at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. It's Cody Johnson. It's the Leather Deluxe Tour. I'm afraid that one is sold out. So if you can find a ticket somewhere, good luck. And then Tuesday, July 1st, also at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, Kesha returns to Salt Lake City, and she is with Scissor Sisters, which is kind of cool. If you know, you know. So
yeah.
On sales, Thursday, 9 a.m., Thrice coming back to the Union. That's going to be November 15th. And then on sales Friday at 10 a.m., Nico Moon coming to the Union October 24th. The band Camino, October 26th at the Complex. Jesse McCartney, November 7th at the Union. Say Anything with Motion City Soundtrack. That's going to be November 30th, also at the Union. Sophia Izella, November 10th at the Complex. The Frights, November 15th at Soundwell. Maroon 5 coming back to Utah. That'll be October 25th at Delta Center. And then our good friends, and I believe Big Ass Show alum, AFI, coming to the Complex November 1st.
Bill shared a snow cone with Davey.
Shared a snow cone with Davey at the Big Ass Show. He was very sweet.
Well, I don't remember this story. How did that happen?
I don't know.
It was hot.
It
at
was
the Big
hot,
Ass
and
Show.
he said, "You want some of my snow cone?" And I said, "You bet your ass I do." So we had snow cone.
Wow, that's a great ass story. I haven't heard that one.
He was very nice.
Yeah, he's lovely. All right, so we're going to give you for the giveaway. We've only got 2 tickets, but it's a good one. We're going to give you 2 tickets to see Kesha next week at Utah First, and they will be on the party deck.
Oh, fun.
So what a better place to see Kesha than on the party deck, and
Yeah.
they will be in Will Call.
I think Kesha is a party deck.
Yes.
Yes, she is. Indeed.
Call 877-602-9696. First come, first serve on those tickets. You know, I look at all of these bands and these artists, and it looks to me as though one day I will be the only person in America who does not play a musical instrument or is in a band.
Yes. I think you might be there already.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Trent.
Thanks, Trent.
Thank you. We'll talk
All right.
to you.
See you next week.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye.
All right.
Katie, do you have some more?
I have some more. There are a lot of things going on this weekend. So,
such as
Friday, you have Caleb Austin and Maddie Wilson over at the State Room. You have the Utah Blues Society presenting the Utah Blues Festival over at the Gallivan Center. You have the Autism and ADHD Climbing Community event over at Momentum Indoor Climbing. On Saturday, you have the second day of the Utah Blues Society, the Utah Blues Festival over at the Gallivan Center. The Polyrhythmics with Super Bubble are going to be at the State Room. Breakfast with the Birds over at Tracy Aviary. You know, we've been talking about that a little bit. And the West Valley City Pride event is going on at the Utah Cultural Celebration Center. Throughout the, and Sunday you have the Cinema Club Dazed and Confused over at the State Room. So you'll set up on the dance floor and stuff.
Okay.
This over the weekend, you have, this is the last weekend for the Woodland Fairy Festival over at Gardner Village. So if you haven't gone, you should go. The Harry Potter exhibition is still down at the Southtown Mall over the weekend, I think it's open pretty much every day. The Salt Lake City's open streets are open on the weekends. Craig Robinson, the comedian, is going to be here this weekend.
Oh, from The Office.
Yeah, well, Office. I always think of him from This Is the End because he plays himself.
Now I know who he is. Yeah,
wonderful.
he's really funny.
Also, the X Games are this weekend. You're going to have Deadmau5 performing on Friday, and then you'll have Sublime performing on Saturday. The Summer Showdown over at Broadway Theater, Arachnophobia versus Starship Troopers. You can go check that out and vote which one. And then the Salt Lake Pride event over at the Gateway is going on this weekend as well. And in the chat room, I am reminded Modest Mouse is on Saturday over at the Ogden Twilight series concert.
Yeah.
And Taylorsville Days are going on this weekend as well. So check
Lots
that out.
to do.
Yeah, lots going on this weekend. Don't say you don't have anything going on.
I think Modest Mouse is at the Ogden Twilight every year.
I think so too. They do a
Along
lot.
with what's his name, Wayne Coyne.
Flaming Lips.
Flaming Lips. Thank you.
So that is your concert and community calendar for this weekend.
I think Wayne Coyne has taken a liking to Ogden.
Yeah, they come quite often.
He's done like special art art installations there, and he's maybe we should just say he's an Ogden boy.
Sure, why not?
An Ogden boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we'll have a little bit of time after this break to do a list.
Yeah, we've got, we're continuing the list of the 100 best movies of the 21st century from the New York Times.
It's really interesting how they've compiled this list, too.
And this will be number 60 through 40?
60 through 50.
50, that's right. Okay. So a list and Crawling Towards the Exits coming up after these messages and a song. KXRK Provo.
Tim Finn's birthday today, one of the Finn brothers of
Split Ends
and Crowded House.
Yeah, that's a great song.
We have a list.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
So the New York Times asked a bunch of actors and filmmakers
And musicians.
Their favorite movies of the 21st century, and they have compiled a list. And they're being sneaky about it. They're releasing 10 of them a day, so you have to check back.
And it's like 100 movies total.
Yep. So we're on 60.
Okay.
So I will go through these with you. 60 is Whiplash. This is J.K. Simmons
yeah.
and Miles Teller.
I saw that. It's it's really quite good, and you know, part of what's good about it, I mean, J.K. Simmons is great, and what's interesting is that Miles Teller is really not a drummer, but he learned a little bit of drumming, but just the way they are able to cut in somebody else really doing the heavy stuff.
I love Miles Teller. I'm always in for a movie that he's a part of.
Seems to me Carrie dislikes Miles Teller for some reason.
I don't know.
Number 59, Tony Erdmann. Not a movie
What?
I'm familiar with, but starring a very good actress, Sandra Hüller. She's a German actress. She was in Anatomy of a Fall and Zone of Interest. Have you seen either of
No.
those? I hope those are on the list because those are both fantastic.
I know Anatomy of the
movies.
Fall.
They're both really, really good. Anatomy of a Fall is, well, if that comes up in
Yeah, we'll talk
we'll
about
talk about it. But this one, no, haven't ever heard of this
No.
one. Number 58, Uncut Gems.
Oh, that's
Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
It's a serious role for him. He's a Jewish diamond district dealer with a gambling problem.
I started watching that some weeks ago. Just happened to pop on, and I was watching, and it was kind of too depressing for the mood I was in.
How about this for not depressing? Number 57, Best in Show. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, great faux documentary
Yes.
about the Westminster Dog Show.
Nice.
Really good.
Oh, Bill, you'll like this one. Number 56 is Punch Drunk Love.
Adam Sandler again. He is terrific in that movie. It's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. What's his name is in it? Who died?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, he's
I
Philip
loved him.
Seymour Hoffman is the mattress king, and runs a pornographic phone call. It's back when you got porn on the phone.
Yeah, someone
Could
would
call in, yeah.
People would talk dirty to you, and it's Adam Sandler, and he has like 7 sisters who just pick on him constantly, and it's a very funny movie.
Number 55, Inception, Christopher Nolan.
He's in every one of the 10. He's
Yeah.
had a movie in it.
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio.
We watched that my senior year of high school because my teacher was trying to get her master's degree. And so she's like, okay, we're at the end of the year. We're just going to watch this.
Oh.
And it split it into like 3 classes. It was great.
Inception, as I recall, is almost indecipherable.
I have watched it 3 times and I still don't fully understand.
There are more questions than answers,
Yes.
maybe. Number 54, Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo
I
del Toro.
Love that movie. My
Pretty
dad made the mistake of renting that movie thinking it was a kids movie when we went
Oh,
camping.
No. Oh, camping. This would be even scarier.
Yeah,
camping.
we went camping and I loved
Wait
the
a
movie.
minute. You take movies camping?
We had an RV. We glamped.
Well, that's not camping.
We glamp, Bill. I've always glamped.
All right.
But I loved that movie.
It's
Love
Doug
still.
Jones.
Yes.
Is just fantastic.
He's one of the best monster creators and actors in the world.
That's a dark fairy tale.
It is dark fairy tale. In Spanish. It's in Spanish.
53, Borat, Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan.
This is an incredibly brave movie, I think.
Sacha Baron Cohen, who plays this character Borat, and they're out in the real world and interacting with real people.
And I'm just watching this scene. He's with that short, stout Russian guy, and they end up wrestling naked, as I recall, the two of them. And I mean, they're completely naked, and you're just watching. It's hilarious, and you're also thinking, God, those guys are. I mean, that's just a brave thing to do as an actor.
52, The Favorite, This is Yorgos Lanthimos.
This is a really good movie.
Olivia Colman plays Queen Anne,
Mm-hmm.
and has relationships.
This is the first time I remember really seeing Olivia Colman.
Mhm.
And I thought, God, what a great actor. Man, she's just incredible. But Rachel Weisz is in it, Emma
Mhm.
Stone is in it, and they're both terrific. It's really, it's an unusual, it's an odd movie, but it's really good.
51 is 12 Years a Slave.
Oh,
This is
hard to watch.
Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's a piano player who gets caught. Oh, wait a minute.
He's a free man, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
He's a free man, a free black man
Kidnapped
in
into
slavery,
slavery,
time,
yeah.
but he was kidnapped into slavery, and he's trying to get out, and he's trying to tell everybody, "I'm a free man." Well, you're not when you're here. You're not.
50 Up.
I love that movie.
Very charming.
It's very cute.
If only for the opening 5 minutes.
The
heartbreaking.
The silent,
Mhm.
no sound. I mean,
No,
no
just
dialogue.
song.
Yep. And yeah, it makes you cry.
My dream of knowing what my dog sounds like is from that movie. From Doug to the 3 other dogs that have the collars.
Mhm.
I want to know what my dog would sound like.
Squirrel.
Oh, we do have Through the 40s. Do we have time for these?
We can go through them quickly.
Maybe we'll save them for tomorrow. 'Cause
Okay.
we might want to talk about these a little more. So more from this list tomorrow.
Yes. All right, promo.
Let's see. Hold on a second.
Do
you have it, Bill?
I'm somewhere. I'm sure. There it is. I don't particularly care for it, but there it is.
What's the matter?
No, I haven't read it. I don't know.
Thursday's Radio from Hell show features an X poll. Be ready to call 877-602-9696 at about 7:45 to answer this question.
What is something you had to learn the hard way?
Mine is don't roller skate in the basement.
Mine is don't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
Other than roller skating, what's something you had to learn the hard way? Tomorrow's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
You wrote it.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there.
Not thinking.
Huh.
Yeah,
bad roll? I
You
don't
can't
know.
roller skate in a buffalo herd. You should never take a shower in a parakeet cage.
What is that from?
You should never ride around with a tiger in your car, and make sure that you don't go fishing in a watermelon patch.
What is that from?
It's a song by Roger Miller called "You Can't Roller Skate in a Buffalo Herd."
Oh,
but
okay.
but you can make yourself happy. Is the
Okay.
point of the song?
You can't do all that. but
You can be happy.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. I think we are good. Thank you, Dawson and Tanner or Samson in the producer's booth. Appreciate you guys.
It's Dawson. What's the matter with you?
I said Dawson, but I was talking about the other one.
Oh.
As Carrie would say, live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
They have radio in Ireland?
Corey is next.
These are the songs that built X96. Artie's 1 hour